Standing in the front of room.
Hello, ladies, people, everyone. What's happening? What's up? What's poppin'? Top 5 guys are back. We are officially doing back-to-back episodes in a long time. We took a bit of hiatus. We took a year-long gap. We had to kick our feet up, rest our bellies from just eating so much goodness of life. But now we are in the doldrums of winter. Okay,
Yep.
We are freezing. It's 2 different locations, 2 different cities, but yet we're cold nevertheless. Ice, ice, baby.
Oh
We're
my
here,
God.
back again.
Yes. This is the inception of the brainchild of Matt moving to Atlanta. We're wondering how we're going to podcast. It changed Wave Fantasy Football Podcast. It changed everything, but it was all due to Matt going to Atlanta. So that's why we're here.
It's a season of growth, and we're sorry we weren't there in 2025. We actually tried to release 2 episodes, but me and Yanni, we're technology dumb. Literally,
Yes.
we're
Yep,
not savvy. We just
And I
failed.
work in technology, so that's troubling.
And what does that say about us?
Yeah.
So, but we're back now. We made some corrections. We're learning, folks. We're always continuing to learn. And today's episode, a lot has changed since we started potting regularly. A lot has changed in this country. Okay. And today's top 5 episode, we're going to do top 5 ways to get America back.
Top 5 ways to get America back. Okay.
Not to be confused by
that slogan. We're not even going to say it.
We're not going to say
We're not even going to utter it.
We don't
Okay.
even need to.
But I wore my Bass Pro Shops cap to let you know that I am bipartisan.
Oh,
that I am.
there you
That
go.
I'm not coming from any kind of angle. And I coupled it with the anime shirt, specifically the Uchihas, which I really don't rock with them. But
For the Asians.
that's not here. Yeah, for the Asians. Yes. Okay.
Look at Yanni, man of the people. Man of the people.
I think I covered the Asians. Okay, I'm black. And then the shirt
Russians
the
getting love. We still don't count them. We still don't count Russians.
Yeah, no, I think it's all covered in the Bass Pro Shops. I think if you're Caucasian, Bass Pro Shops. Yeah.
Good enough.
So yeah. But yeah, Matt's
Well,
right. We're here, and we're not going to utter that word, but we want to bring America back.
A lot has changed. The red man, the orange man has came back in. He's done a lot of crazy things. To put it in perspective, America right now is safely to say we're terrified. A lot of people are terrified for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Some people are terrified by AI. Some people are terrified about brown people. Some people are terrified about losing all of our jobs, our economy. Some people are terrified that we're going to go to war with Greenland. Some people are terrified that China's going to come over and take over the world. Some people are terrified by a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are terrified about this orange guy because he just doesn't give a flying fuck.
I'm telling you, as we're on the subject, him getting a second term, knowing that's his last term, it's almost like the last day of school. The grades are in, and there's nothing that can happen to you. So you're just doing whatever the fuck you want to do because there's not any kind of consequences behind it. That's how he's approaching this. And obviously, we're paying for it.
We are paying for it. We're getting the president that the country voted for, that we all deserve. We're getting what we asked for, and we are getting a spoonful of shit.
Yes.
Just shit.
It is bad.
It's quite bad, but we're here to talk about, because today what we came to do, me and Yanni were visionaries. We're men with a plan. We're not just out here putting on podcasts with no vision. Yanni's got his Bass Pro Shop hat on, his T-shirt on. That's how you know it's the man with a vision. Okay.
Yes.
I
Matt's in a salmon shirt, so he's a little bit more professional, and that's how locked in he is.
Probably
Matt's
bilingual.
wearing salmon. He's wearing salmon.
Bilingual. I'm not
Yes.
bilingual. But anyways, we're men with ideas about how to make America back. How can we get it back out of this crazy slash disturbing slash the only time in my life where tomorrow looks more bleak than the past.
Surely.
Which is quite weird.
And that's why when I was preparing for this, kind of pulling back the curtain.
Yes.
Matt does this. He should not, but he still does because Matt's very honest. Matt will say, like, this is my favorite player. This is my favorite league. These are my favorite things. So Matt doesn't really kind of hide things up his sleeve. So there are certain episodes that we'll come into. I'll admit it, but Matt will admit it on the pod. Like, bro, I was really prepared for this one. And coming to this one, I found myself like Matt brought up the idea, and I was like, okay, this is a good idea. Not gonna lie to you, I didn't have no fucking ideas. I was smoked by the work week when Matt put out. I was like, anything Matt said, we're gonna do it. But then I found myself preparing for this, and I was just ranting to myself in my head about how we can make America, how we can make America the country that we knew it. How we can make America the country that we knew it to be. How we can bring America back.
Bring it back.
Yes.
Bring it back.
And I found myself ranting. Yeah.
We've never been great. I mean, we always try to achieve greater. There's this level of standard we have, and that standard has slowly deteriorated. I would probably even say 10 years.
Yep.
Of political toxic, and
it's been bad.
Societal toxic, and cultural confusion as a country as a whole, not as different intersects, but the what our culture is as an American, what that stands for, what it means, has deteriorated to the point where it's unrecognizable for what I thought it was 10 years ago.
I agree.
But anyways, let's being the president. Let's just get to the list. Let's get to the nitty gritty about how.
Did you have any honorable mentions?
I have a couple. I'll start.
I don't have any. I'm ready to just get it in.
My number one honorable mention of how to get America back. Now, I am a man of nostalgia. I love it. I as we all are. I love the days of my childhood. I appreciate them. I value them. Everything was so much cooler and better back then. But I think this is an undeniable truth, Nyounee.
All right.
This was undeniably greater, better when this was in place for society, for us men, and even for women. Everyone enjoyed this better. Everyone thought this was such a better time. My honorable mention to bring America back is to bring steroids back in the Major League Baseball and the WWE.
Yeah,
that is my honorable mention.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
I think that's.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we need it back. I don't want to see regular average human being. I don't want to see Dominic Mysterio's skinny ass be the face of the WWE. Okay, I want a man who has muscles on his teeth. I want a man who I would, if I saw on the street, I'd be terrified of. Just fearful. I'll walk down the street. Ask me if he wants my wallet. He doesn't even need to ask my wallet. I'll just ask him, do you want it? I love that type of monster in the WWE. But instead, we get CM Punk is afraid to take his shirt off. So that's where I don't know.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Wow. I mean, I wasn't ready for that one, but I think you're right. I think I was thinking about baseball when you said that. I want to see nukes. Okay, I want to see the ball hit so far into the night sky on a primetime game that I thought the bat was gas powered.
Yeah. Do you remember that? What was that kid off of Sandlot? Billy? Remember Billy for Sandlot when he hit the ball so hard the ball combusted and exploded in the air?
Yes.
I want to see more of that shit. Billy was on the drugs. Billy was a 14-year-old Mexican.
He was on the juice.
He was on the juice, breaking baseballs with a bat. I want to see.
That's what we want to see.
That's what we need. We need people juiced to the fucking gill.
Yes. Okay, well, I don't want to say anything. I don't know enough about baseball, but I'm more than sure he got in trouble for it. I think he did get in trouble for it. Aroldis Chapman. I don't know if you know who Aroldis Chapman is.
No idea.
He's a pitcher. He's from Cuba, and he's a badass. But also, if you look at him, this guy's not built like a pitcher. He's built like an MMA fighter. And I don't know if he's still in the juice. I don't know if he's fine with his skirted. But I want all pitchers to look like Aroldis Chapman. I want them to look mean. I want them to look like they'll take your head off with the. I'm not just saying I want batters to be juiced. I want everybody to be juiced. I want a juiced league.
Everyone deserves to be juiced.
What game was that? That was like the NFL Blitz equivalent for baseball. What game was that?
Oh, I don't remember.
Slugfest.
I don't remember. NFL Blitz was amazing. NFL Blitz.
I think it was called MLB Slugfest. I want everybody to look like MLB Slugfest. That's how baseball can come back. Baseball's dying. Yeah, it's boring. It is boring.
The Dodgers just keep spending money and getting more and more Asians and other fantastic white men and other fantastic Asians on their team. And
this is true. They are doing that.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree with your point. That was a pretty good honorable mention. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page there. My last honorable mention.
Oh, we're at the last. Okay.
Yeah. It's very, very short list today, ladies and gentlemen. No more 2.5 hour pods. I'm sure you guys, appreciate that after each of our music episodes. My last honorable mention, now to be on a more serious note.
Okay.
I just think there is a certain level of good. When I mean goods, I mean a product that is required to be a competent, more I don't know. I just think there's a standard of Americanness that we should all have. I think we should all have free lights, free water, free internet. 'Cause I'm tired of paying for that shit. And I think it should be required. I think all this could easily be done. I think all this is a possibility. But America is so corrupted by capitalism that you have to pay for water, pay for lights, pay for internet, pay for heat, and it's kind of crazy. The more poor, like we get closer to the poor areas, sometimes those bills get higher. Like and for some areas, for the internet, you're paying for all for the internet, but the satellite in the sky, whatever the tower has so many people on it that you don't even have reliable internet. Yet you still got to pay $60 a month because they have a monopoly of internet in that area. And I just think all of this should be free, especially here in America. Yeah, maybe everywhere else in the world too at some point. Maybe that's on the agenda for president candidate 2056. You know.
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, I agree with those things. This is also Matt soft launching Bernie again, but we know that already about Matt.
Yes,
Been doing this for like what? This is like over 10, close to 10 years of this with Matthew. We know Matthew loves Bernie, Bernie loves Matthew. But no, I do agree. Honestly, like there are certain things like it is kind of fucking crazy. You ever see like those memes where it's like the guy talking to an animal and it's like, "Stupid animal, I'm higher than you," and the animal's like, "Yeah, but you pay for water."
Right. Pay for food. I get fed for free. Right. You're feeding me, motherfucker. I'm just chilling.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and there are points where it's like, yeah, this is kind of stupid. Like, I think we should purify our water and then it should just be available to everybody, like top tier water.
On the good note, Flint, Michigan finally got good water again, so that's good. They're able to fix that after 5 years of undrinkable water. So look at that.
Fucking
Look at that.
crazy, man.
Still not free though, but still finally can drink it. That's good. That's the step in the right direction as America. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have for honorable mention. I try to have one fun one in there, but it's gonna get pretty dark and depressing from here for my list. But Yanni, go ahead. What do you got?
Mine's gonna be me ranting. It's gonna be fun. Maybe might be some jokes in there, but I don't mean for it to be joking. But yeah, I'm at my number 5. I'm sure. Let's get into it. All right.
Number 5.
Number 5. We have to resist the onward push of not the legend in Philadelphia, not the legend, not number 3 in Philadelphia, the Sixers, not Allen Iverson. We have to resist the urge and the push and the growth of AI, artificial intelligence. We have to resist this. This is crazy. First of all, the resources that pull for you to make a video that has Donald Trump twerking on Puff Daddy, you have to basically have it thrown into this engine that has these supercomputers that makes this bespoke image for you. That in turn has this kind of, how can I put this? That has this effect on the environment that is ruining water. Everything has its drawback. And any fable you've watched, oh well, if you do this, then I'll give you this. Those things haven't changed. You think you could just make an image of freaking I don't know. You can make a freaking image of your favorite celebrity and you together on a balcony in Dubai, and it doesn't cost anything?
Sounds like fun.
It sounds like fun, but no. If everybody's doing it, then it's hire actual artist. But my other talking points about this is that the biggest thing is that along with hurting the environment, hurts the workforce, also hurts intellectual development. They said that like I think, what was the stat? The stat came from Wall Street Journal, said that the highest percentage of 6th graders have had the most trouble with reading in like the last 20 years because of AI use. So they did use it for their homework, and then all of a sudden you throw the test in front of them and they're like, these are hieroglyphics.
Hey, let me ask ChatGPT.
Can I ask ChatGPT? Can I get a timeout, coach? Like, no, you can't. It's a fucking test. It's an exam. You cannot use your computer. Can't use your phone. Can't use your watch. What does your cabeza have? They don't know. So along with that too, so it's hurting intellectual development and educational growth, but also it's hurting creativity. Like, you're asking chat for everything. If I want to do this, what does your brain say? Hey, chat, should I drink some water today? Hey, chat, should I take a shit? Hey, chat, do you think I should save money? Hey, chat, how should I save? At this point in time, like, shit. I mean, do you go to chat about your sexual needs too? Some people do.
Some people don't.
So some people, yo, but yes, even take for example. I mean, now that's in small cases, but also there's a story about like I think it's like been like 3 people that have been killed because they've met their AI lover in real life, and they tell them like to meet them like at this place in the real world that's not safe for them, like on the edge of buildings and shit.
Well, that's called survival of the fittest. Those people are about to go anyways. But anyways, I 100% agree with you. I think AI, like when I go out, so for my job, I go out to the community a lot. And I talk to people, you know, of course, these are all community-oriented folks, right? So they're all tend to be extroverted and stuff like that. But the thing I hear about the most from all ages is AI. And I think there is this dread, there's this fear looming over everyone about AI. And it's something that we don't understand and politicians don't understand. And we try to have people who create the AI, and sometimes they talk like they don't understand it either. And it's just a bunch of people developing something because they think that's where the world is going. And the reason why Oppenheimer made a Best Picture nomination, because Oppenheimer obviously was a movie about whatever the fuck his first name was. Oppenheimer, who developed the first nuclear bomb, and the amount of dread and experience that he faced, and the amount of guilt he faced for the rest of his life and his existence. And it goes to the question: just because we can do something, should we do something? And we are experiencing that now with the development of AI, and no one could give us an answer. But we all know it's like we're all walking in this direction, and everyone's terrified.
True.
At the same time.
I was gonna say it's like it's one of those situations where the genie's already out of the bottle, so it's not gonna go back, but we can disincentivize it. Like it has to be like, I think right now they said that OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT, was saying, well, we've gotta do what's the thing called? We've gotta do plans now with ads, and also we still need more money to keep running this. You guys have to invest. You guys have to invest. You guys have to invest. And everybody's like, no, we want it to be free, and they don't have enough. They don't have enough capital around it to have it running the way it is, and they're scared that it's going to be pulled up. And I'm happy about that.
Yes,
because I think that if you want to, like, we're to open the Pandora's box, right? Okay, cool. It's open. We can't do anything about it. But if you're going to continue opening that lid, we should just tax them, double tax. Like it should be an AI tax because of all the tertiary and the secondary and the primary consequences with it that we know about it just now, not even in the future. All right, cool. Pay the double tax, open Pandora's box then. But you don't get to just open it for free and then say, well, I opened it and then it's not my problem because I'm like in my like late 40s and whatever the fuck happens, I'm gonna be gone anyways. Like, nah, that's whack.
Well, let's dive into this deeply, Nyounee, because I mean, this is probably one of the only episodes where we do like an official deep dive on AI that's actually relevant to the topic at hand, right?
Yeah.
But what are people afraid of most about AI? One, as you mentioned earlier, how it impacts our children, how no one writes papers anymore. Like
nobody.
And which, I mean, at the end of the day, do we need to write papers to be a functional society? No.
Yes, we do.
Well, it develops a sense of clear thought, right? So so that's what we want to do, is how people can have a clear sense of thought and get from point A to point Z. There's a possible replica for that in education? Maybe. Does it have to come in the form of writing papers? Who knows? But no one's going to write papers in the future. Like it's the only way we can pull it out is it's now a homework assignment, and we require kids to do it then and there in the classroom, which is not going to happen based on how the education system works. Everything's online now, right? Another fear people have is losing their jobs. And we're seeing this right now. I mean, there's a lot of studies that go out there that says 25% of the unemployed market are recent college grads. So all those entry-level jobs, why would we hire a graphic designer? Why would we hire someone to edit this newsletter? Why would we have anyone pay anyone to do this when we just have our middle management running through AI and they could do it?
And I was going to touch on that and a few other things, but to quickly just kind of bite on that point, just for a little bit, I'm going to come back to it though, is literally are experiencing job loss and unemployment at a rate that we have not, in sectors we have not ever, but we're allowing AI to grow. Like these things are correlated. They're directly correlated. Like now, is it all of the pie? No, but is it the lion's share? I believe that shit is. If it's not the lion's share, it might be the tiger's share. I don't know. Shit, it's a lot because these employers they have said it. These employers are like, what they say. I think there's an article I put out that said that they're in the no hire, no fire zone. We're going to retain everybody we have, then roll all the money to AI, which is crazy. So I mean, it's cool if you're already in there, but I mean, for somebody who left the job earlier this year and then found one, like I guess 2 months after that 2 months to find a job, that shit was treacherous.
Yeah. I saw another stat that says 40% of applications are never fulfilled or met. Like 40% of the job applications out there are just pointless. They're just kind of space fillers because they kind of just in case if they need someone they can pull out, but most people aren't hiring. Also, to talk about the continued loss of jobs, it's rare to see jobs lost at multiple different sectors happening at once. And that's what's happening. We have the tariffs that play a contributing factor, right? Goods are cost more, but also the economy is getting worse, and the number one grower in our economy is AI. The second best is fucking sports gambling. Those are the only growing high growing industries we have right now. Everything else is on the decline, right? That shows you kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, we're degenerates and we're depressed, and yeah.
Yes, we're in a bit of a bad space, but let's take another step back. Let's think pro AI, okay? Let's say on the event, there has been a number of technologies that came in human existence that wasn't as bad as people think, right? Remember when Y2K happened and people assumed when it hit to the year 2000, all the computers will fucking crash, satellites would fall from the sky, and we'll all fucking die. That fear happened, right? And I was alive for that one. There's other fears that people have when telephones came around or newspapers or books, right? Like this is the first time where the new technology has been introduced to human civilization where people have been afraid. So is it a possibility that the anxiety is a little hyperbolic? That is not maybe the only thing that AI is going to be is just a sophisticated Google where it just gives us responses to shit, but can't actually do calculations, can't actually do the you know what I'm saying? Can't take over society, can't take over our jobs the way people are afraid of, right? That's a possibility. We don't know, right? But what we do know is that there's a lot of fear, and the fear is real, and it comes from every age group. We have conversations, unless you're in high school and you're pounding out these papers with ChatGPT and you're getting that degree. Go ahead, get your degree. ChatGPT, get your degree.
And that's what I'm saying is that I don't have any problem with AI for important things. Let's figure out how to beat cancer. Let's figure out how we can eliminate certain birth defects in our newborns. I don't want to use AI to fucking see Putin put Donald Trump in a headlock. I don't.
Let me ask, do you want it for your emails?
No.
I want it for my emails. I love that shit. I'm just throw it through in there. Go ahead, fix my mistakes. I love that shit. I think that's great. And it's also helps us clip our videos a little bit better, right? Yachty or Anthony.
Yeah, that part I can't see it.
Right. There's certain benefits. There's certain benefits to AI.
There are benefits. I guess I'm saying, but here's a perfect example, though, right?
Fear attached to it.
Let's pull the curtain back, right? Matt, do we pay a pretty penny to use Riverside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If people are paying the tax, that tax can be rolled back and used to help curtail or remedy some of the consequences. So pay to play. I have no problem with that. Pay to play then. But it can't just be this thing where everybody can log on and no.
And what's happening right now is a lot of these AI companies are getting government subsidies because they invested a lot into Donald Trump's campaign. And Donald Trump being him, hey, if you scratch Donald Trump's back, he's going to scratch your back. He's been giving them a lot of stuff. He's been giving them a lot of government money.
Oh, yeah.
To produce AI, right? And so I agree. Like, yeah, if people are going to pay for it, but right now it's the American people who are paying for it based off of government subsidies, right? So
that's what I'm saying. That's wrong.
And we're all afraid of it. We're paying for something that terrifies the shit of us because we all see Terminator.
And we don't have control over what we paid for.
Right. Terminator wasn't made. It might even push along this AI development fast, but because it exists at Terminator, everyone's like, I don't know. But I agree. I'm terrified about it because we don't understand it. We don't know what it's going to do to us. I just think we're currently like, if you were to ask me 6 months ago, I was a lot more terrified than I am today because now you're starting to see once open AI started losing money, it's like, okay, all this is all cracked what it's cracked up to be, right? Because there was these fucking memes and tweets about how much the world's going to change by the end of 2025. Things have changed drastically, but it hasn't changed our existential existence on this earth. We could still have a job. Once it starts getting to jobs hardcore, then we can face a problem. It's getting there.
That's true.
It's not looking good. It's not looking great. A lot of people losing jobs, but everyone had anticipation of AI, right? This like, when this happens, but if we never get over that peak, maybe those jobs start coming back. I don't know.
They need to.
New jobs get created from AI. I don't know, but yeah. Well, how would you say? So to get America back, we got to ban it. We got to charge people. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because we can't put the genie back in the tube. Toothpaste can't go back in the tube. So I think to disincentivize it in a certain way, or kind of control the growth of it and the dependence on it, pay to play. I'm talking about like even if it hurts, I'm going to say this on the pod. Me and Matt are going to, after record this, we're going to use AI engine to clip up our videos and promote it. But if tomorrow they say, you know what, we're taking Nyounee at his word and not allowing anybody to use it that doesn't pay this super tax for it, so that way only institutions like maybe hospitals can use it, stuff like this, or like, then yes. Yes.
I would even think that's worse, man. If you leave it up to people who could pay for it, then only a few people have access to this technology. Which you know what I'm saying? It's like saying that only a few people can use the internet. No one else can use the internet, but you have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to be able to use the internet, and everyone who has that much money can reap the benefits of it. I don't think that's the right.
But it's not going away. So what can we do? Because I mean, if we're all using it, then the use of it's gonna have like it's not good.
Just need regulation. Just got to regulate it of how, you know, like right now there's regulations going through. Like if you use someone's likeness, you can't have a picture of Jennifer Aniston selling you a T-shirt because someone used AI Jennifer Aniston to sell a T-shirt, right? You can't use people's likeness. You can't use porn.
People be using people's likeness though,
but for money, for profit.
Yes.
I mean, maybe for social status. They just outlawed it recently. I don't know. I mean, they do it now, but yeah, I wonder. I mean, a lot of times I wonder if parody goes into effect. If it's
and it's like, this is not me trying to rip apart your argument. It's just like, no, it's the wild west. But it's like, damn, I don't know how to even control it then.
Yeah, I think you just got to make sure that there is certain safeguards on it, and I don't know all the details of the craziness that could happen. And then there's going to be craziness to be found along the way, but like you don't want to limit the access to it to only a certain number of people.
No, you're right. That's probably me knee-jerk reaction. You're probably right, but it's just like, I need the Men in Black thing where I can just show everybody in the world like, forget about AI, because once it's out, there's not a way to really, I don't know.
And it's much like the arms race, much like the nuclear bomb and Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
It's all these countries working on it at once, right? All these people have, how can we turn this into a weapon? How can we turn this to our benefit to make sure we secure our place and to global standing, right? And that's where it gets scary, because if you stop doing that, if you stop developing it, then let's say North Korea develops it, right? And I think that, you know, so we're in this weird area, but it is very scary for everyone, and I know that for a fact. And it needs to be handled, but I don't know what the right way to handle it is, because is this just like the development of the telephone where people freak the fuck out, but it was actually better for society, better for everyone, or is this going to be like the eventually the nuclear bomb, where now there's a constant threat?
Probably the latter, but
yeah,
it's okay. That's my number 5. It's gonna get worse from here. All right, Matt, what's your number 5?
My number 5. A lot of the shit we're gonna say on here is definitely going to be would be a government overreach for America to do any of this shit.
Yep.
Okay. But this is just what I believe culturally, as a human being, as a citizen of the earth, as a citizen of America. I don't know which way to lean towards this. I think we need to obliterate smartphones. I think everyone should be limited to a flip phone. I think we should just come together and say, hey, we can't have a walking talking internet to isolate us, to really, for example, there is this meme that I saw the other day.
Yep.
Where it says, In 2016, we went to the internet to escape reality. In 2026, we go to reality to escape the internet. We are living in the world of the internet, and that's because we have these super smartphones. It wasn't like this back in the day. I remember when I got to college, prior to the iPhone coming out, we had the flip phones. It was just cool, but we couldn't do much on it. There was no Twitter app. There was it was very limited what you could do. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, right? And then started developing the overface and started changing thing, and now it's gone to a point where I am personally addicted and consumed by it. Like I'm almost embarrassed to say my screen time. It's pretty fucking insane, especially as a
I
person
said,
who lives by myself. Go ahead.
I said this. I said screen time, and I just say ignore.
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
screen time, say ignore. And actually, but I've gotten better, but it's only because my job has gotten more busy and I can't. Under my own will, I have gotten better under my own will, even outside of work, but I still would say that I still spend more time doom scrolling than I should.
Right.
It is doom scrolling because it's like you don't even know what you're looking for. You're not on it because like a large event happened where like what was the large event that we all had to be there for? Like there was like maybe like that versus battle between Gucci and Jeezy. Okay, we're all gonna be on for that. That song's crazy. But every day is not an event where it's like we want to hear everybody's ideas about it. It's just a regular day we're doom scrolling. We don't know why we're doom scrolling, but we're seeing the same videos, same things over and over again.
It's because it's what we do. We're apes who are ran by a computer. We're just being run by what the algorithm is feeding us, and we can't help it, and we just go back to the titty. We just keep going back to the titty, sucking us sweet old good old tit. And we can't help it. I can't help myself. I try to come up with different ways to limit myself. But at the end of the day, I still I would delete the apps from my phone. It'll work. It'll work for a week or two, but then guess what happens? I gotta get that tit. I gotta get back to the titty, man. I gotta suck that titty.
Oh my god,
it's bad. No, I recognize how it impacted me, and I think it's impacting a lot of people. Now, on the flip side, right? If we're looking for as America as a whole, not you just don't get caught up too much in the moment. You ever go to a restaurant and just look around and see how many people are on their phone? Have you ever done that before?
I think I'd be scared if I did.
I do it all the time. I just kind of look. I go to public places and just look at how many people are on the phone. And it's usually like 70%. Usually, yeah. Try it, listeners. If you're listening to this on the go right now, step outside, look around, and just look how many people are on the phone. But also at the same time, I remember, and I don't know, I never lived back then, but I remember seeing videos of people going out in public and just reading newspapers. Right. So is this our version of having just newspapers?
Because it's limited. So I'm going to stop you there. You are right. People used to do that. I mean, people do that, like the business guys or the guys that want to look like they knew about things or like, had a certain look. They would cross their legs with their expensive ass
coffee shop
shoes and cross their legs and reading the business section about stocks. But the paper's finite. It has an ending. Even if you read every word on that paper, it has an ending. Doom scrolling has no ending.
Right.
So yeah.
And much like the newspaper, right? Our brains are limited to what the writers put it out there, what is on there. And if we get endless amount of information and we believe that information that's true, just because that's what humans do, right? If you see something enough time, propaganda goes. If you see enough time, you're gonna accept it as truth. Much like people who read the newspaper, right? You read the newspaper every day, you just have your favorite columnist, and you're just gonna take the word for that as truth. That's what we're doing with social media and our phones. And misinformation is rewarded more than accuracy. It's how to make things viral, and that's kind of the era that we live in. Everything has to be sensationalized and viral. I gotta see titties on my Twitter for some reason. I don't even ask.
See, what's funny is I was gonna say is that there is like kind of a self-snitching thing, like especially on Twitter and also other apps too. Like if you're seeing titties and if you're seeing TNA all the time, that's a you thing.
Yeah, it's probably
it's a you thing. It's probably a you thing, Matthew. But there was a point in time before that where you could just like you didn't type it in, and it would just pop up.
Right.
That was why. That was I think that was pre-Elon, I would say. But with that, I'm gonna say something that's I dare to say that the TNA is not the problem.
It's changed for me. I have my own little Twitter for my TNA section. I have a little burner account for TNA.
Everybody, man, come on, everybody has a burner account for this. Come on now. Okay. Point being is back to the main point is that I think there's things that are even more insidious than that. I think Twitter apps like Twitter and these other apps are trying to they're not trying to sell you anything anymore. They're trying to directly influence you by brute forcing you with content.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to feel a way, which is more insidious than tits. In my way, I mean, yes, TNA it can be vulgar, but it's natural. We're mammals, and we like to mate, and to mate, we gotta have some sex. That's natural. What's not natural is probably like, it's gonna be my number 4, so I'm not gonna go into it, is brainwashing ideas that come from on top, that, I'm gonna say it, comes from the CIA. Oh yeah, I'm going there. I'm going there.
Let's go to number 4.
I'm ready to go there. Let's go right now. Yeah, I'm ready to go right now. I am charged up. All right, let's do it.
Number 4.
All right, number 4. How do we get America back? This is easy for me. Matt said we should get rid of smartphones. I think Matt's cooking with that, because back then, smartphones used to be the elite. I'm talking about like the best franchise you ever had, the best side. It was a complimentary to your life. We went out to the club, we went to go skating. Here are the pictures on social media. Here's me tagging them. Here's my top 8. It was a complimentary to a great life, right? Smartphones made it, the high development of smartphones made it the main course, and now we're just blithering idiots to look at our phone even when we're around other humans.
Yeah, we are so much more used to talking to each other through our phones than we are in real life, a real person. Go out to an event. Go outside, y'all, and just see how people talk. I don't know. I find it fascinating.
Matt is absolutely right, and we need to be better. Oh, not to be, he's right. We'll have all these personalities online, but like in person, we're awkward, and that's not like, it can change by you having more practice with just talking with humans in person.
For sure.
But we need more practice. But I dare to say something else is number 4 for me. It's not just one thing. I have to get all of one group, because I have to get this group off.
Put them all there. Round them up.
This is called my defund list. Everything on here needs to be defunded.
Are you Doge? Are you Doging it? Is this a Doge policy?
Yeah. It's a Doge policy. Except that I'm gonna stay. It's not. Trump's not just gonna throw me away after I do it, like he did to Elon. He dumped him. Anyways, I want to defund all dating podcasts. If you cover dating podcast, if you haven't covered dating topics, Kubman's gone. Actually, you're gonna throw him in jail for a week, off rip. Nothing. Cut that out.
Wow.
Zeus Network, defund that. Yep. Defund that crap.
What is Zeus Network? What is Zeus Network?
Everybody should be like Matthew. Say that again, Matt.
What is Zeus Network?
I want every human being to say that phrase and mean it. Because if it was my way, I would know what Zeus Network is. Zeus Network is this network that glorifies predominantly Black women just engaging in the most degrading behavior, which is basically them fight. All they do is fight. Like they're not even trying to date guys. They're not trying to date to put them together. This and this. I'm the finest. This and this. It's, you're putting together women who probably should be in therapy to figure out their emotional issues, putting them in a house, and then having other Black men, mostly security guards, stand by and wait for them to fight, and wait for one of them to be like getting their ass beat to pull them apart, and then videotaping it. That's what Zeus Network is. I shit you not. I'm not even sensationalizing it. So, yeah, it's that's a side. I'm not going to cover Zeus for too long.
Glamourifying that type of
literally.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what that is. High value women and men podcast, which is kind of like the same thing as the woman is the dating thing. That's a bullshit. All these high value high men, what it does is it is contributing to another issue that I have. Like, I'll probably cover that in my number 2, but it has exacerbated another issue I have that of my number 2. But the whole high value men, high value women thing, what it does, it is pulling humans apart. When we're connected people, we need more people, i.e. more newborns, to run said world. I'll get into that more later on. But really, when I talk about the high value men and women podcast, really I'm talking about the stuff that makes people incels or makes people like
shit talk women and just degrade women.
Yes, I'm saying that part, and also the part where it's like feminist, where it's like You don't need men. I don't know anything about men. It's like these are all talking points that come from on high, which whether you want to call it the cartel, you want to call it the cabal, the Illuminati, the secret society, CIA. I mean, they have a lot of different names, but yes, this comes down from a group. This all all these things that are being pushed onto people and sold to people through content. Most of these dating topic things are made to bring down the birth rate, because this is something that people like freaking Bill Gates, who got exposed for burning his wife because he was fucking with Russian hookers on Epstein Island. He was trying to slip his wife a antibiotic because he burned her. That was released yesterday, the Epstein files. But this is the same guy who says we need to have less people on Earth. This nigga burned his wife with a Russian hooker. But that's my point. I'm gonna quickly finish my point and say that also the last three things I want to defund is sections, sitting areas taking up 25% of the nightlife area. Tired of it. Stop being fucking cool.
Oh, this is the same category, or this is
the same category. I'm just going in.
Okay.
25%, like these sitting areas and these section areas in the nightlife. Like, why are we there? We get a section, we look cool. It's called a nightclub, and usually nightclubs were for dancing, and you've got there to sit down and look cool and post and this and this and this. Go to a fucking lounge. Go to a fucking lounge, grandma, grandpa, go. We used to get up, we used to dance, we used to leave the club sweat, like not sweat, but we used to leave the club like you used to jig, you used to dance a little bit, you used to catch a wine, catch a dance, none of that. Can't catch a wine or dance.
Body. Yeah.
Nobody, everybody's too cool for it. And the last two things are this: excessive porn use. It's ruining things. Like, fam, nobody's fucking like that, man. We're cooking people's brains. It's cooked. It's cooked. Men's brains are cooked. Then the Rose toys cooked. Everything's cooking everything. God damn it. The last thing too is I want to tax. I want to have a tax that I want to put a double tax on dating apps. Go shoot in real life. Go approach that girl. So many times when we get online, I'm not saying they're lying. So, I'm not going to imitate them in that way. Women do say that men are scared to approach them now because now we've become used to obviously shooting online and shooting behind a profile. Also, too, there's some declining. There's some rejection there. That's part of the game. But I think we need to get back to that base. We have to disincentivize these things. And like I said, we can't put these things back into the toothpaste tubes. We need to disincentivize it. So all those things I listed, which I'm going to quickly go through one more time. Obviously, dating podcasts, Zeus Network, high value man and woman podcast, sections, sitting areas in nightclubs, excessive porn use, and the tax. And I actually want to tax double the dating apps. That's what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I was mad, and I needed that. I needed to put it all in one group because the other ones are more important. The other ones are like don't have anything to do with those things. But it needed to be on here, man. It needed to.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's break those down one by one.
Yes,
Nyounee.
Let's do it, man.
All 18 of those honorable mentions.
Yep. It's not honorable. It's needed. It's needed, man. Okay. To get America back, these things are needed.
Okay. All right. One, nightclub. Yes, I 100% agree. I think this goes into we just become again so immersed in the virtual reality that reality's become a little non-existent. Yes, everyone wants to dance. Everyone wants to look cool for Instagram, and you try to talk to them that stuck up or this or that. I experienced that so much. The one thing I hate about going into Atlanta, this is what I hate, is everyone. There is no dancing. They're just standing around and smoking hookah. And standing around and smoking hookah, and there's no intermingling. There's no conversation. There's no sense of community there. And I think that is like we go to dance club to mingle and to kind of just be loose and be free to get ourselves out of the grind. But now we're gonna be here grinding and trying to look cool. I hate that. But
I already do that shit at work. I mean, I look cool at work, but it's like I'm already like playing a character that's professional and this and this and this. I got to do it in my nightlife. Damn,
playing a character, right? Playing a character. I mean, one can make the argument that we're always playing a character, but that's going to a deeper philosophical point. But we'll just set that aside for now.
Yeah, that's true.
The CIA part, that was a bit far-fetched to think that it's coming from the CIA. You don't believe in supply and demand? You don't think that people just want to listen to these Zeus podcasts because
Zeus, I get what you mean. Yeah,
kind of entertaining. I don't know if it's from the CIA. I think the CIA is doing some shit. No, they're doing some shit.
No, I'm not saying they
possible.
make it. I'm not saying they make it. I'm just saying they see it and say, "Oh, wow, we got to amplify this because it's furthering our agenda." I'm not saying they made it, but I do think that they'll grease some tracks and throw some extra money here and turn a blind eye if it furthers something they want. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I think the government officials, whatever agencies do interfere and do promote things like that. I'm not sure if this is a particular case, but
I'm sure.
I think for a long time that's why gangster rap music got heavily influenced, pushed out there. But that's a different again another conversation for another day.
I feel like it's commonplace, but I think those things are directly correlated. I think that's a great analogy, Matthew. I just think if you see it like gangster rap, like wow, these guys want to kill each other. But they're both black and they want to kill each other and they're making music about it and it amplifies black on black violence. Yeah, throw some more money there. All you gotta do is take the verb that's happening, which is killing black people, and then now it's like, okay, black women fighting each other and then degrading each other. I gotta amplify that? Yeah. So now black people didn't. Now, mind you, like you said, the government entities didn't make gangster rap, but they sure as hell amplified it. And
right, they put a microphone to it. Right. I don't know if that's true, but I something my gut tells me that might be the case. Dating apps. So there's pros and cons of dating apps, and dating app is now the number one way people date in my generation, 32 years old, and how people connect is through dating apps. It's how I meet a lot of my dates. There's pros and cons. The cons is that it gives you a chance to shoot your shot, and and if you get denied, get rejected. It's pretty low stakes. However, like you said, it's not great for confidence booster. Well, it can be good for confidence, but it's good for people who wouldn't be able to shoot the shot otherwise. For a very introverted, or very people who wouldn't be able to find a partner or are desperate and don't really have what it takes to engage in that conversation, it creates a platform that makes it a little bit easier. So that's the benefit. However, I think it has made love and relationships so much more expendable, where now people are like, hey, if things aren't going wrong, I'm just going to go on this app and find someone else.
ding, ding.
It just made it kind of devalued relationships because there's so much more access to potential partners. Where 80 years ago, not 80, well, yeah, 80, but like 30 years ago, maybe in the 90s. Again, I didn't grow up in the 90s, but this is just my understanding of it. Like if you messed up with that girl, you might be on a dry spell for a while. Like you might have to go around. You know what I'm saying?
Or you just had to own it. Like the thing is like I agree with your point. Like it's gonna be a little bit of dry. It could be a dry spell, and it could be a dry spell on the app either too, depending on how it works for you. But I think that once again, the app also it doesn't localize things. Like I think like you're dating, you're scrolling, swiping. There's that kind of doom scrolling kind of mechanism where the next video is gonna be funnier. The next person's gonna be better for me. The next person's gonna be my Prince Charming. The next girl for me is gonna be the one who listens and the perfect girl for me. So the mirror never turns back to you. Shit, you go through two fucked up relationships in the same city. It's like, damn, I think you might have to it might be you.
And now they're talking to each other, and now the words got around that it is me.
That is me. This nigga's crazy. This nigga's crazy, or this girl be wild out. But with the dating apps, just to quickly talk about that, it's always the next person. It's always the next person. It's always the next person, and it becomes this thing where there's no introspection. There's no mirror looking back at me. None of that stuff. Or it's like I can just go to the next person. This person didn't do. This person connects with me on most of the things I want to do, but they're not exactly how I want them to be. So there's gotta be another person. This girl doesn't do everything I want her to do, but she's really, really good for me, but she doesn't do everything I want to do, or she doesn't have this big of ass that I've seen. So I can possibly find her plus ass now. And it's like, it's nuts.
So all of our things are tying back together. I think this is just us being old guys screaming at the cloud because things are changing. We don't like it. But I mean, would getting rid of dating apps get America back? I don't know if it'll get America back, but I think it'll get people happier. I think that's what we're getting at.
That's part of America getting back, man.
Right. I think a lot of this social media stuff is, and like the active comparison that social media happens with social media.
All the time.
Where now you're no longer being compared to a girl with her friend group, right? You no longer have to compete with her boyfriend, with her friends group's boyfriends. You get to compete with every boyfriend out there that ever existed on social media, right? So you have to have this level of
compete with a fucking hedge fund manager in Dubai. Nigga, come on, man.
Right.
We don't even know this nigga either. We don't even know. All we have is his highlights.
Now let me ask you this. Now, who does the accountability lie on? Does the accountability fall on America? Does it fall on the creators of the apps? Does it fall on the consumer? Who does responsibility fall on to mediate and monitor how negatively all this junk impacts, because it's impacting us in some ways. That's good.
I'm gonna
as
say
well
it's gotta be the
bad.
government. If I'm paying, if you get 7 cents every time I buy some hot Cheetos, then yes, you gotta have some responsibility. You can't just collect the 7 cents from everybody for the hot Cheetos and then just sit down there and like, well, I don't know what's going on. No, if you're the governing body, thus the word govern means I'm not gonna say what govern means because I want to get it wrong, but I know that it means to look over or to oversee. You're the governing body of our army, the governing body for our police. Well, then, shit, don't stop there. You see shit going on what's wrong with us mentally. You have a surgeon general that says don't smoke cigarettes because it's bad for your health. Well, this is bad for health too.
I think that's where you hit it. It's the safety and the health of the civilians, right?
We're
I don't
fucked
really like
up.
the idea of them taxing it, because they're just gonna use that money to do some more corrupt shit. Like, you could tax. They're gonna use that money for other egregious activities.
Yes.
But I think they do have to step in the sense of looking out for the best of their citizens, and that's in America. And I mean, America, that sometimes doesn't get considered. It's all about the dollar, right? So
Matt hesitated saying that they got to look up for their citizens. Matt was like, damn, that sounds weird even saying. Like, yes, that's how bad it is. They don't even look out for us. That it sounds foreign to even say that our government's going to look out for us.
Yeah, we're gonna dive deeper into that. Let me get to my number 4, because we go on even each one of these topics. We could just cuss at the sky all day, cuss at the listeners all day, but we gotta keep the train moving.
Yeah, go ahead. Go to your number 4, man. What's your number 4?
We even hit the drop. Did we hit the number 4 drop?
We did, man. That's how long I was ranting.
All right. Okay, yes. My number 4. Now, no matter what group, this could be any group. Most of the time, this could be a work group, this could be a friend group, this could be any group. The personality of the leader trickles down, right? The personality of the leader trickles down. In America, there's no different, because the personality of Donald Trump, again, for the past 10 years, has trickled down, and America has become more brazen. We become more heavy-handed. We have become less compassionate to each other. My number 4 is we need to reestablish civility and dignity. Okay, we need to have some civility and dignity. We have to respect people, because we're at a time where no one really respects each other. We're so divided culturally. And this could go multiple different ways. Okay,
yeah, I don't say
political dignity and civility. This could go multiple different ways, but just to streamline this and make it, I'm going to stick to 2 specific points.
All right.
One, civility amongst each other. The Charlie Kirk assassination reminded me of something that I tend to forget. Okay, so when Charlie Kirk died, again, usually when assassinations happen, it's usually the left that's getting assassinated. That's how it's always been for a very long time. Someone's trying to do good for someone or for the community or for the people. That person gets murked and die.
Yes,
that for the tales all this time. That has been what's been happening. But with Charlie Kirk, it was one of the rare instances where a person on the right, a political
it flipped a little bit,
right, got assassinated. Yep. What I learned is that Republicans or Democrats are all the fucking same. Because for years, for decades, maybe since the beginning of my life, whenever someone on the left died of George Floyd, now again, George Floyd assassination is a little bit different than Charlie Kirk. Don't get me wrong, right? That's the government murdering someone compared to an assassin. However, you see sides kind of, there's the other side kind of roots it on or tries to make up excuses or tries to justify the murdering of that person. And when Charlie Kirk died, that's a lot of people cheering on his death. A lot of people celebrate the death. And I thought to myself is that people don't operate on a sense of core morality no more. It's about what side you're on, right? Because if Charlie Kirk died and you're out there high-fiving, you're doing the exact same shit that you would condemn Republicans for doing whenever there is what's that Kyle Wittenhauser murdering, right? You're doing the same shit. You're doing the same shit of applauding someone and rooting for their death and rooting for that person. Or the same example with a guy from the United Health Group, his assassination.
Yep.
Girls fell in love with the old dude that killed him, right? People be literally fanboying over this dude, right? So
what if he was ugly? I mean, I mind you, once again, I guess let me rephrase that. What if societally, because obviously we've agreed as a society, not we, but society agreed that he's not ugly. So what if he was ugly?
Had to catch his pause moment.
I did.
It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. You don't think you're gay. You don't think you're gay, Yanni. It's okay. It's okay.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Like, would he be lionized the way he was? I think you're right. I think there's some of that too. Or also, would he be lionized if he if he assassinated the small business owner that's been underpaying his immigrant workers, or is it because the United Healthcare guy was filthy fucking rich?
Right.
Where's our barometers at, and where's our limits at? I think it's a good point.
And there's no limits. It's just about what side goes, what type of, what assassin, what murder goes along with your point. And then that's what made me realize that when I saw Democrats kind of applauding it, I was like, yeah, both sides are the same. It's just one side versus the other. There's no civility. We are not operating on a sense of morality that all murder is wrong. We're only operating that murder against my side is wrong. Right.
I wanted to quickly, because as you're talking, like, man, obviously we want to double talk things on the pod. I'm like, which one of my next 3 points is closest related to what Matt's bringing up, because I know it is. I think it's my number 1. So I think, yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, I got some more shit to say on this.
Yes.
I got some more shit to get off. Okay. Yeah. Civilian dignity. With our current president being an indignant motherfucker, okay, we now can't trust any. We don't have no trust in our institutions. All right, we have no trust in the bank, the government, the fucking housing institutions, anyone. Like, we are at the point where there is no trust, and we have to reestablish that. And I just think right now, with all the political corruption, with all there's so many different avenues. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, but I just think right now we're at a point where there's no trust, and in order to regain that trust, we gotta have civility. We gotta stand by something. Bring religion back to America, goddammit. Seriously, bring like a moral grounding back to America, because we are lacking it. I mean, even on the global stage, the way Donald Trump is reacting, we're kind of soulless, and we're doing gangster ass shit. Okay, we're just doing gangster ass shit. A couple weeks ago, Donald Trump said he wants to take over Greenland, and Greenland has been a long part of the NATO. They've been a part of our partnership. They've been part of our alliances we have with the rest of the Western world, and we just said we're gonna take them over. We're gonna run their shit. No dignity, right? In the past, they were like, "Hey, we don't fuck over our people, we don't fuck over our partners." But there's just there's a level of gangsterism and a level of just I don't give a fuck that is happening, and that starts from the top and has trickled down all the way to our civilians. And there's a lot of backlash, right? There's a lot of backlash. Go ahead,
Matt. Matt, at this point in time, I know you're still gonna have to wait. We can't wait. We're just gonna do it. This is I think this dovetails into my number 1, so I'm just gonna kind of do it in conjunction with Matt's number 3.
Let's do it.
My number 1 was, do not allow anyone who uses the Trump playbook out of any caucus election ever again. He shouldn't even make it out of a caucus election anymore. I said, let alone entertain anyone who literally has never served in public office in any capacity ever again. Reasoning should be painfully obvious. To piggyback Matt's point, everything that has happened with this man has been everything that the world has deserved for even entertaining this man. Like, remember there's a point in time where I was like, like Arnold Schwarzenegger can be a governor. Jesse Ventura can be a governor. Some people can even be mayors. I think wasn't Kane like a mayor of a town? Kane, like the wrestler?
Kane is a mayor, yeah.
Kane is a mayor. And you know what? Kane can be a mayor.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna do this thing where I'm gonna have somebody who didn't live in politics, or not live in politics, but obviously serve in public office, doesn't have a bachelor's degree, realistically, doesn't have any educational backing, and also doesn't show any kind of couth or any kind of refinement in a world leader. Now, when they say the leader of the free world, yes, it's kind of arrogant, but outside of Russia and China, yes, the elected official who is the president of the United States is the leader of the free world. They have to be better. And he has, like you said, example. It's not to say we're pulling out things that are like, oh, that was like 2 years ago. Like, just this year, he said, I'm just gonna take over Greenland. This is gonna happen. This is what it is. Like, that can't be a thing. And this divisive nature that Matt was talking about, where it's like, oh, Charlie Kirk died, we're gonna make fun of it, but when this, like that all began 10 years ago. Once he got in that role,
right,
10 years ago, on his way to the White House in 2016, This is 10. We're 10 years. We're about to be 10 years from the date. All those things
gone.
It's gone because cold but true quote goes: winners get to write history. So when he won, it validated everything he did. We can grab pussies. We can do this. We can be absolutely vulgar.
Remember that when that shit happened to grab pussy, everyone thought for sure there's no way he could win because it's just the core. It's just not. It's not presidential. It's not the core. There's a standard we had. There's a standard
before he got elected. If niggas had a side piece, you were cooked. You were done. Right. You were cooked. If you had a side piece back in 3rd grade, you were cooked back in our political arena. Donald Trump rewrote the whole playbook the wrong way. Anything that is wrong is right. So now we're paying for it. So for me, that's my number 1 point.
No, I agree with you. There's no consequences. There's no consequences for any of these actions. But there are real consequences for what he's doing. Like as we're talking about,
not for him. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me get to that. So for him threatening Greenland, what it's done is it made the rest of the world say, "Oh shit, this nigga's crazy. This nigga's gonna do it. He's gonna go against NATO. This nigga, he just got done kidnapping a president and put another one in.
He did.
Right. Now he's going to take over Greenland, and now he has this thing where he's trying to say, "Hey, America's going to pull out of NATO. We're no longer going to supply goods. We're no longer going to, have flex our military strength unless you start paying us." And what he did instead, he created this coalition. I can't remember what it's called. This collective protection agency, where countries have to pay to be a part of. Do you have United States protection or not? Right. So there are consequences. And what the consequences are is our standing geopolitically, because what's happening now. Since we've been kind of doing some gangster ass shit and not giving a fuck. Actually, before we dive into that, let's talk about that Greenland one more time.
Yeah.
That's how ignorant and arrogant this motherfucker is. Have you seen the letter that he wrote to the Greenland president?
I did not see that.
This man, the audacity of this fucking man. This man says, "Since y'all were one of the people who didn't vote for me to win the Nobel Peace Prize, you will know no peace." This is the United States.
This is
quote
President
of the United States of America. Yeah, he says, "Because you didn't vote for me to get a Nobel Peace Prize, I'm coming after you, and you will know no peace." He said this. This is what he said. Okay.
That's why I gotta go back. I gotta go back, man. That's why this is my number 1. When we allowed this person to take office, mind you, I grew up in the days of my dad, swearing at George Bush on the TV, and other people grew up watching swearing at Bill Clinton. We used to have when there was divisions politically, they made sense. I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend my money. I don't want to spend my money here. I think we should spend it here. I don't think we should do this. I don't think we should do this ideologically. I don't think we should do this. When Trump came in, he ran out every traditional Republican to the point where people from the other side of the aisle, Democrats, left-leaning, are begging for Mitt Romney. They're begging for George Bush. They're begging for shit. Any one of them. Shit. Whatever one you got.
Give me someone with integrity. Give me someone who's not just who's not petty, who's not just doing stuff because, or at least has the awareness or dignity to fucking lie to the American people.
Just lie a little bit.
This man gives no fuck.
Nothing. So I'm saying the reason why he's my number 1 is because the reason why we're trying to list off ways to get America back is because it was stolen 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was stolen, and he's the number 1 reason why. Because everything he did on that campaign trail, and every time he did something that was every time he did something that was a cataclysmic fuck up that would have killed any other candidate, and it was validated, and it made him more powerful, we're making a monster.
Yep.
And now this monster is in a situation where he knows he cannot get reelected, and he's like, okay, well, I'm about to get my shit off.
Does he know that? I don't think
shit.
He knows that.
Well, I mean, or guess, or yeah, it could be to the point where it's like either he knows he's not going to get reelected, and he's going to do everything fucked up because shit, I can't get reelected anyways, or he's just going to try to change the term limits and become a king.
Mind you, he is sticking human hounds on civilians, on American.
Yeah,
people.
We haven't even mentioned ICE, guys. We haven't we're over an hour into the pod, and we're a Minneapolis-based pod, and we have not mentioned ICE. That's how bad this guy has been.
Well, let me speed this up because for the sake of time, I do gotta get going. But let me pound through this. I got a couple more pieces of NATO. So what he's doing, he's pushing America away from NATO. He's saying, "Hey, we're no longer going to be your government protection agency. We're no longer going to help you and facilitate all this stuff. Like we're no longer going to be the leader. We're taking a step back from being the leader, which has caused a couple of things. One, it's caused our long existing allies to go further away. There's just been a deal with Canada and China for them, Canada and China to have a stronger relationship because Canada can no longer trust America to depend on America's trade. So they reached out to China. Now they're shaking hands, right? So this whole "Make America Great Again" is kind of ironic because you're making China more powerful because people can't trust us no more, right? And if we're not going to supply military defense to European countries, the whole reason why we have the EU is so Europe can stop going to war with each other because they did that for a couple hundred years, kept going to war for each other. And if you know history, a lot of bad things have happened and might continue to happen. So now what's happening is Europeans are looking around and say, wow, okay, so Americans no longer can protect us. We got to get our guns back up. There's been a giant increase in military spending in Europe. Okay. But mind you, he's talking shit about NATO, saying they didn't help out in Afghanistan, how it was just all America. Take a step back. America's the reason why the whole world went to Afghanistan in the first place. So he's blaming them for not helping for a war that we caused, and now he's just pushing people away further, and alienating America from the rest of the world, all in the sense to make America great again. What it all is doing is making China more powerful. More people have to go elsewhere, have to work with Putin, work with China, and make America less powerful. All in the sense of making us great again, and it's fucking disgusting. And it's disgusting because it's one, because there's no dignity, but we also treated our allies and treat the rest of the world like shit. And people start to see there's a flaw in our system. That America is on a turn by turn basis. There's no more stability here. We have to go out for. There's no more stability, and they have the possibility of having a gangster run the country. And when this gangsters run the country, all bets are off.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and that's why I was listening to your point. I'm like, man, I just got to get it off. This is my number one. So yeah, that's my number one. And I think obviously with these more serious episodes, I have no problem obviously agreeing with you because that's it. I mean, when I was thinking about my list, the problems that are happening, the largest reason why they're happening is that moment 10 years ago. I mean, they all go straight to the moments 10 years ago where he's doing everything wrong, but literally his trajectory is going like this. Oh, it was a joke before. Okay, now he's the leading candidate. Now the RNC is running behind him. Now he's saying these things in debate against Hillary. Now he's still winning. Now he's winning in the election night. Like it was like a bad movie. Like, you know those bad movies that have the twist at the end of the movie, but they keep on getting progressively worse. It's like, oh, actually your mom's an alien. Actually, she's an alien that actually killed your real mom, but actually she's an alien that actually killed your real mom because your actual real mom was Adolf Hitler. It's like it keeps on getting worse and worse and worse.
Dude, a movie wouldn't be able to even predict this crazy. So if you were to make a movie about this 20 years ago, people throw it away and said, "There's no way all this shit will happen." But anyway, so the sake of moving on, what's your number 3? What's your
yes? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I just was ranting. I was very charged about this.
This is a rant heavy pile. They already know. They're an hour in. They already know the vibes. They know the vibes.
All right, my number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 is this is going to be quick because I was thinking about solutions on how to get America back, right? So I was ranking these as far as effectiveness. My number 3 was just, honestly, it's easy. Vote for the most centrist Democratic candidate in caucuses, primaries, and the DNC. This will ensure 8 years of stability and return the country politics to allow the country to heal and move forward. Centrist. I didn't say vote for the most popular. Like, think about centrist. Think about the person that would be able to steal votes predictably from the other side so we can move forward. So this person's going to be a centrist. This person's going to maybe have policies that doesn't have the spending you want. They may have some ideological values that are maybe a little bit more conservative that you would see. That's fine. We're just trying to get over this period and get a reset. But if you're trying to follow up Donald Trump with a candidate that's going to answer, that's going to be like the left version of him, or that's going to have these ideas that are not going to pull from the other side of the aisle, that's what got us in this place in the first place. Like don't do it. We need some centrists. We need some boring Democratic centrist candidates for like the next few years. Just get this in a reset. That's all. That's my point. That's my number 3.
I can't disagree with this more. I
All right.
completely disagree with this.
Well, it's
point.
about time we disagreed. Go ahead.
I think the blue no matter who strategy is part of the reason how we got here.
Oh no, I was saying blue no matter who. Oh, I mean that part I can understand too. But yeah,
well, that's kind of what I hear when you just say these centrists.
Centrist.
Democrat,
I'm saying centrist.
which pretty much means all they have is a D next to their name, but they're still a dickhead. That's what I hear when I hear centrist Democrat. Because I don't think that is the solution. I think.
Wait, is that a thing? Really quickly, I just want to quickly. Is that a thing? You know how sometimes like the Republicans like they call him a rhino. He's a Republican name only. Like, is a Democrat like a dino? Democrat in name only? Is that what you're saying?
Jackass.
I was saying
the donkey could be a
jackass. A jackass in name. All right, go ahead.
There's a lot of jackasses out there. There's a lot of jackasses out there. But you talked about a little earlier, like people. Trump kept going up that ladder. He kept winning and winning and winning. It's because people want fucking change. That is
yeah, that's true.
People want change, and if we want to let's get there. I was going to say this for the end. Let's fucking get there, Nyounee. Let's get there.
Let's go. Let's go there. We're going.
So let's talk about the last election.
All right.
Okay. So obviously, how it began was initially supposed to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and the Democratic Party kept telling us, "Oh, Joe Biden's fine. He's sleeping right there. He can barely talk, but he's fine. Don't worry about him. The guy could barely walk." Okay, the guy's a walking corpse right now. He didn't even know where he's at. We got him all drugged up. We're pushing him on the stage. He doesn't know where he's at. He's asking for his oatmeal.
Ice cream. Go ahead.
He's fine, right? They did that for a long time, and it pissed a lot of people off because we're like, he is not fine, and you're lying to our face. Okay, then it pushed Kamala Harris. Okay, we gotta give him down. We recognize no one's gonna vote for this old fucking dirt. He's old as shit. We gotta get Kamala in there. Kamala, go out there. We don't want you to talk.
In the 11th hour. In the 11th hour, just go.
Just show up. Don't say anything. We don't want you to say a word. We don't want you to talk to the people. We don't even care who the people are. All right. Don't engage with the people because we know as long as you're just normal enough, you could beat Trump. But what they forgot is that people were tired of Joe Biden's shit. People were tired of being lied to. People were tired of being lied to about COVID, about how we were supposed to wear a mask and we weren't supposed to wear a mask. We're supposed to do this, still supposed to do that. They're tired of the prices going up. They're tired of AI companies continue to emerge. There's a lot of fear and anxiety going up. But people got tired of the status quo, and people have been tired for the status quo for a long time. And what made Donald Trump so powerful? And let's mind you, I know because the part of this is a timestamp for us to listen to in future years. Let's remind each other. This Donald Trump thing wasn't just a group of racists. We have a lot of people in our friend group who are very interested in voting for Trump. I don't know if they did. But a lot of people in our friend group were more likely to vote for Trump than to vote for Kamala Harris. Okay,
it's true.
The reason being is because people want change and they're tired of the status quo. The status quo is what got us here. Is because this ties into my number one, and I'm just going to do it right now because fuck, who cares? We're all going all over the place. It's because the Democrats no longer became a party for the people. They became a party for the corporations. And I'm no longer interested in having two parties that are for corporations. I'm no longer interested in that. The people of America are no longer interested in having a blue and a red party that's all about corporations. We're over that shit. That's the reason we wanted to escape. And the closest thing we got to escape was Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders.
Democrats I was going to pick it. I got back to bring up some Bernie.
No, because people were over it. Bernie was winning twice. Bernie was winning the Democratic ticket twice, and Democrats because they were centrist, right? The people in power were centrist and were for the corporations. They pulled out the rug from underneath Bernie Sanders twice.
They did. Okay, they did it at least once. Yes,
but the Republicans, they have a different nature to them. The Republicans are nature of we don't give a fuck. We want the guys give us who's going to win and give us tax breaks. And who the guy who's winning and give them
tax
breaks?
They don't hide it. They do not hide it
because they don't give a fuck. Right, and they picked the most I don't give a fuck person. Well, they didn't pick him. They try to stop him as much as they can. This man's I don't give a fuck.
Was stronger than anything.
Yeah,
I remember watching that shit 10 years ago, like it was yesterday. Every time he was in front of the mic, he did everything. Like if there was a list of things you could do to ruin your candidacy, he would do the top thing, and then his numbers would go up.
The reason why the numbers went up because people saw that it's finally there's something different. Finally, someone's being honest. Hey, he's racist as fuck. Hey, he's being honest. Hey, he said he wants to grab some pussies. I'm gonna grab some pussies too, but at least he's being honest.
He has sexual assault allegations and he's tied to known pedo, but it doesn't like.
But who cares? Because he's finally being honest to us.
Yes,
right. There's a sense
honesty.
of honesty.
Okay, yep.
And,
okay,
and he was talking about, oh, I'm gonna drain the swamp. That drain the swamp thing was powerful. Also, the build a wall thing was powerful, right? Right.
Yeah,
that was the inherent racism attached to it because a lot of people wanted to blame someone else.
Oh, they did.
Right? A lot of people want to blame someone else for not being rich. A lot of people want to blame someone else how they don't have power in their own community or voice or they'll feel like a strong voice.
Facto.
So they voted for someone who they thought they did have a power in his voice. And I don't think a centrist is going to do America any justice. I think if we go back to the status quo, we're going to get another Donald Trump because people want something different.
Damn.
We're starving for hope. We're starving for the future to get brighter. And Donald Trump at least said that the future is going to be different. He said, I'm going to make America great again. It's going to be different. But he didn't say it's going to be better. It's not better. It's far worse. But it was change that America was desperate for, and he gave it to us. It was just a change that none of us wanted to see.
I see. So this person has to be, the counterculture has to be strong with this one. They can't be trying to appease to both sides. You're saying?
I'm saying we can't have a centrist. We can't have someone who is for the corporations. It's a no-go. That's those days are over. The country's about to fucking collapse. The country's about to collapse, and if we have someone who goes back and says, "Hey, I'm just gonna help whoever gives me the most money to win my campaign." If we do that again,
but I wasn't saying that in that. I was saying that somebody can appease both sides of the aisles to win elections, because obviously elections are really just you stealing swing states. So can this person win a swing state? Can this person steal somebody's state from them?
You know what's great to win steal swing states is saying, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna make your electricity bill go down. I'm gonna make the cost of food go down. And here's my strategy. Here's how I'm gonna do it." I think that will help all those swing states and actually abide to it and not just say, "Hey, oh, it's Elon Musk, you gave me a lot of money. Go ahead. You just have the department where you have a lot of power and I'm not going to check. You just do whatever the fuck you want. Who cares?" Right?
That is true. That's true. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. So I that was my third point. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think it still feels good, but I guess to Matt's point, shit, we could roll that out. And then, like, I do think that Donald Trump is a once in a generation candidate. And I don't think the next person who gets up here with their combed over hair and their like NRA ideologies is going to be able to take what Donald Trump says and just say, well, we're going to continue with this. No, they're going to pack his ass up.
It's definitely a cult of personality. It's a cult of personality for sure. You know?
Yeah. So I don't think somebody's going to be able to pull it off. But to Matt's point, I am worried that maybe they are able to pull it off, or maybe they do decide to just get behind the next person that quotes Donald Trump's talking points, and maybe we can't counter that with somebody who's a centrist. So I understand the fear with that. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't have any qualms. I don't have any qualms with pushback on my number 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and then dive into my number 3.
Yes.
Okay. We've been on a rant about Donald Trump. This is another Donald Trump rant we're about to hop in. Okay?
Yes, we are.
Listeners, you've been hanging out this long. You're ready for another one. Here we go. We gotta get rid of Donald Trump. He's got to go.
I thought you were going to say something different. Get rid of him. Okay.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Right. And in 1967, after JFK's assassination, the 25th Amendment was passed. And the 25th Amendment comes up with the clear policies and procedures of what happens if the line of succession when the president dies. Because before there wasn't that. Kennedy got assassinated and the government tried to fix some shit up. Okay. Now within the 25th Amendment, Section 4 specifically, is what they call an involuntary transfer of power. It's when the vice president and majority of the cabinet or Congress can declare the president unable to perform to do their duties, and immediately making the vice president the acting president. If the president contests this, which Donald Trump surely will contest it, he ain't gonna go down without swinging. Congress decides the issue requiring 2/3 of a vote. So 2/3 of a vote from Congress for both the House and the Senate to put the vice president in power. Now, is this likely? Not likely at all. But Donald Trump's got to go. Okay.
Thank you for the most legal way to get rid of him.
That's the most legal way to get rid of him. And especially when he starts fucking with NATO and try to dissolve NATO and is doing his best to shit on NATO when he's threatening to attack Greenland. I thought for sure that's when the deep state will come in, because that's the only benefit I see to Donald Trump's election is that democracy still exists, because the deep state never wanted Donald Trump to come in, but he came in anyways, right? So that still holds some credence,
significance. Okay,
significant is the power of the vote. Hopefully people come together and vote this motherfucker out, but it needs to come from our leaders. And do they have the balls to do it? No, because the whole Republicans' MO is to kiss Donald Trump's ass so he can give you what you want.
That died when Donald Trump lost during 2020, right? He lost, and I was all right. Well, that was cute as done. A lot of his haters within the party showed themselves, all right, this nigga's cooked. I can get my shit off.
Right.
And then what happened is he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna spin back, and he actually did. And the way he has basically castrated those that traded on him, nobody's gonna do it. Everybody's fearful because the way he came back and castrated everybody. I mean, look at Buddy. I forgot Buddy's name. Pence. He turned that nigga into a swear word overnight in the Republican Party.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
So yeah,
it's he's definitely, man. So he had this quote where he was talking about dictators, and he had a Freudian slip saying that he was a dictator. Right? I don't know if people caught that. That wasn't on the news cycle.
It doesn't matter. He has plot armor where it's like they would see and say, "Oh, he sees himself as a great dictator, as a great leader." They would make him some kind of like Matt. I'm not saying Donald Trump. Hold on, I'm not saying Donald Trump is Kendrick, but he has this kind of plot armor where, like, Kendrick will say a verse and then someone will say like, "Oh, this is what Kendrick meant," and it'll be extra, 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 extra deep. It's like Kendrick didn't even mean that. It's just like, but you already so thirsty to dick eat
that you created it.
Exactly.
You created out of nothing.
That's what I'm saying. He has that kind of plot armor with his followers that Donald Trump could literally get on TV and say, "I'm a dictator," and they would have the followers ready to dick eat that.
Right.
And
so you are a
flip it
dictator
in a way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's
like
where
somewhat validated. So it doesn't matter. He doesn't care.
And we're at the point where he's unchecked balance of power. So what's been happening is, let's take ICE, for example. He would illegally just move people and kick people out of the country without due process, without a system, without going by the step-by-step procedures. And the judge overruled them multiple times, and he's still doing it anyways. And no one's checking his balance of power
at all.
Sounds like a dictator to me. He arrested Don Lemon when he was in Minneapolis for a church rally in Minnesota
and Georgia for it. Yeah.
Yep. He arrested them for being a I don't know if it's a political organization or exciting a
riot. Was bogus. I'm not even going to validate it. It was bogus, but yeah.
So he arrested a reporter, right, just for the sake of arresting him because he could, right. So he's controlling the deep state to arrest people that he's not supposed to. Like, the First Amendment allows reporters to report, and he's arrested people and using that. He's intentionally using a heavy hand to put fear in people. The ICE, them going around and terrorizing the city is intentional. The reason why you see these videos of themselves, because they are posting it themselves, because they want the American people to know that they're going to use force to kick illegal immigrations out of this country.
Listen, man. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this on the pod because it needs to be said on the pod. And it's on everybody's thought. It's on everybody's mind that are people of color. I'm going to say it so you guys can understand it. Let me look at it. It's my camera here. Okay, cool. When Donald Trump and this, basically, like, well, obviously, this is Gestapo, this version of Gestapo that he has with ICE. When they killed a white woman and validated it, then they killed a white man who was an ICU nurse at the VA, which is the Veterans Affairs Hospital. These are people that served our country, and they're in this hospital, and he validated both of those murders. I'm going to let you know what people of color were thinking. We're thinking, anybody can get it. We're thinking, I'm not gonna lie, we're thinking like about time, so some people can understand what we go through. But also we're thinking, anybody can get it for real, because usually what happens is organizations, when they kill white people, they're like, we made a mistake now. Oh, sorry, we made a mistake. Donald Trump didn't lose a bit of sleep. I was like, now you guys know he's out of control now.
Well, the vice president even went to say that the ICE agents have a state of immunity, so they're immune. So there is no political investigation on the man who killed the ICU urgent.
Alex Peretti.
There's no political investigation on the woman who died. There's no one's looking. There's no one searching. But yet they're arresting Don Lemon.
Yes,
for having a recording a church rally.
Yes,
right. So this is dictatorship 101. This is silence or competition 101. This is oppress the people 101. He's a dictator, and he's got to go. And not to mention the number of this is just a small footnote. The number of corruption. He's earned $1.4 billion just this term, just this year for being president. that's the value of his net worth went up. And it's just corrupt, and it's just corrupt. It's disgusting. He thinks he's a dictator.
Yeah.
He's acting like a dictator, and you know, I would for sure like if the 25th Amendment isn't going to work. I thought for sure if he actually went into Greenland, I thought the deep state was going to come in and do some JFK shit. Like that's what I thought was going to happen. Like I thought because he thankfully he took a couple steps back and said he wasn't going to invade Greenland
Yet.
But like just that possibility, just that thought that it could happen, it shows you how unhinged and how out of control not only him but his whole cabinet, and that they just make excuses. They just kiss his ass, and it's how Hitler became in power. You continuously to make excuses for a tyrant. The tyrant doesn't stop being a tyrannical. he doesn't stop, right? So
it just keeps on growing. That's what I'm saying. And also, quickly on the pod, R.I.P. to Renee Good and R.I.P. to Alex Preddy. They died in senseless killings here, obviously with the ICE raids. But when that happened, all people of color were like, okay, like he's really off his shit. He's killing white people. He's killing white people, and it's just going for free. Oh, okay, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they don't damn sure don't care about us. If they kill white people and no repercussions could happen, we're damn yeah. I better walk around my passport. I better have that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I better not go outside for a while.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where we're at right now as a people. Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Fear's intentional. They're intentionally using that fear. They want to commit people.
Fear mongering for sure.
Right. Because it's powerful. Because fear is the most powerful emotion. People react based off fear than more any other emotion, and they're using that fear intentionally. Like I've been getting YouTube clips of them saying, if you're an illegal immigrant, your time is up. Like they have fucking commercials. They spend money to put commercials saying how they're gonna kick your ass out of the country if you're brown.
They use it on social media, like the social like on Twitter. You know, there's a gray star. So there's a gray check mark. So there's blue check marks for like verified accounts. Like I think there's like maybe a gold one for like Fortune 500 brands. So you know that this is their official account. There's a gray star. Those gray stars are reserved for people in office or official government accounts. These accounts that are for the government tweet like a parody right-leaning account. It's so crazy to see.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's like, yeah, the fact that it's coming from an establishment, the political establishment, the leaders of the country, and yeah, you can just tell it's just a 19-year-old rage tweeting. That's the vibe it gives. Yeah.
I'd bet that it's a somebody in their mid-20s that's right-leaning, that runs their account, and not thinking that this is an account that reflects the whole country. No, they're just thinking, I'm just getting my shit off on here.
Right. We can dive into this further. Let's move this along. This is just gonna be such a draggy, a sad episode. We got it. I don't know.
It's not. Yes, I'm gonna bring it back because I'm actually going to stop talking about Donald Trump.
Wait, so bring
my number two.
Bring us back, Yanni. Bring us back. Let's see the drop.
Number 2.
My number 2 is a love letter and something that's needed for all of us millennials. I'm going to say this for all of us.
Yeah, a love letter to the 35 and youngers, or what, 40 and youngers? What we're talking here?
So the millennials, I think when they said millennials, was 1986 to 1996. I think they said it, but I could be wrong.
That's generation pre-computer.
Yeah, last pre-computer generation. Basically, that's us. So it's the last pre-computer generation, and then all the way to 1996. That's millennials. Mm-hmm. My number 2 is to clear out the student loan debt for millennial generation.
Yes, please.
I'm about to cook. I was thinking about this. This is the number 2.
Every generation. Do for every generation.
I'm gonna say why it just needs to be. I'm not. I would love it for every generation, but if they can't do it for every generation, it has to just be for us. Let me tell you why. Every generation has enjoyed bailouts and do-overs in varying degrees. I'm not going to go through this because obviously we are an hour 30 into the pod, but you guys know what you enjoyed, especially y'all boomers. Y'all enjoyed a lot. Y'all went through a lot of shit, but y'all enjoyed a lot of shit.
Still enjoying a lot of shit.
Still enjoying. I'm not hating, but I don't want to hear no bitching about it. Okay? Gen Alpha, Gen Z, y'all going to be okay. Especially y'all going to be okay if we do this. We're going to take care of y'all. We're not going to leave you guys. We're not going to leave you guys fucked like the boomers did us. But yes, let me get onto this, is that as we're the torchbearers for the next 40 years economically. We're the ones who are going to work. Me and Matt are in our prime workhorse age. The boomers are old. My parents' generation are retired. They're using their nest egg. They're enjoying life. The Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're on their iPads, stuck in their phones, and we're taking care of them still. We're the ones that are LeBron in this. We're like LeBron pre-Miami. We're taking care of it all right now. We need the bailouts. We need it more than anything, and these student loan debts are on top of our heads. So I'm going to quickly go into how this cascades into everything else. We're in a birth decline for various reasons, but the largest reason why is that it's too expensive to be shooting up the club. Matt, are you thinking about shooting up the club soon?
I've never thought about it. Definitely far less now than I did back then.
Okay, then. And it's part of that because of how much money it takes.
Yeah, it's expensive. Expensive
Okay.
to murder, mass murder people. Yeah.
Okay. No, Matt knows I'm not talking about that. Matt knows I'm talking about making babies. But it's
Oh,
expensive.
that's what you mean. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, Matt. Yes.
Oh,
Making
okay.
babies. Yes. It's expensive. So our generation has been reluctant to have more and more babies. That's why we are in a birth decline. And the large birth decline we've been in for, actually, I think they counted we're in the largest birth decline ever, actually, as of recently. Now, quickly, I did in my undergrad studies that I did not finish, I was studying Japan and Japan's birth decline. Really quick, I'm just gonna tie all these things together. Japan is one of the most xenophobic countries ever. They don't fuck with outsiders at all.
No.
But because of their work, and no kids mentality, they now have a system that cannot support its older people because they don't have enough young people in the workforce to take care of the older people, let alone keep the country moving forward. So now they're begging anybody. If your skin dark, they still want you to come there because they have abandoned houses, cities, just whole ghost towns. The houses are well taken care of. You might have a small Asian kid that might want to kill you from the grudge if you go live there, but the houses are well taken care of. They giving stipends out for people to go live out there. They got a job lined up for you. They got a house for you. They got a stipend to come move your family out there. They got everything, and they can't get people out there. You don't want to be in that situation. We don't want to be in a situation as a country begging other people to come and save us because we need bodies. Now, there's AI, there's Donald Trump, there's all these different things, but humans are running these things. And you need to make humans, you gotta fuck.
Gotta get the fucking on.
And you gotta have kids. But with student loan debt, you're already taking about $600 monthly from a generation of people, that are already have the biggest financial burden already, and you're telling them also, yeah, on top of that, you want to have 1 or 2 kids, and then finance those kids. What? That's not going to happen. So when I say take away student loan debt, the tertiary and the secondary and the primary waterfall effects of those things will be more money in our pockets. We feel good. Matt will be able to buy a few more girls some drinks at the club. You know what? He might take her to the house. He might shoot at the club. You know what I'm saying? He might look at them and say, you know what? I do love you. We can't make this work.
I got no student loan debt. Let me put a baby in you, baby.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Okay, we got more trips to Miami, more drinks in Miami, more kids coming out, and more kids mean more people to run this country. Okay, and it may sound like I'm joking here, but it's true because in Japan, they did work all day. But guess what? They got nobody to hand it down to. There's a lot of people in Japan right now that have no descendants to hand down their big ass house and their nice car that they bought in their whole life. They have nobody to hand it down to. So they hand it down to a dark skinned nigga like me, and I can go pick it up. I don't look nothing like them. Or you can have kids. I'm not asking for y'all to have the whole Brady Bunch, just 1 or 2, just a replacement rate. Okay, you're a human, replace with 2. Be responsible for 2. If you're with another person, you are responsible to bring 2 people into the world. So when y'all die, you have 2 people that y'all have left. That's it. That's all. But I mean, I'm saying all that to say that people are not thinking about those things because it's pretty obvious, obviously. Like, okay, we should have kids to keep the earth going. But people can't even think about it because the world is so expensive, and now you're saddling us now with student loan debt. So when I say the millennials should be the ones that enjoy that kind of bailout, is because we're going to be the one that's carrying the country for the next 40 years economically. While Gen Z and Gen Alpha grow up, and then the boomers, they go out to pasture. We're the ones going to be LeBron in this. So we deserve the bailout. So if you want us to replace and have more humans still be here, So we're not in a birth decline. We're not like Japan. You have to make it easier for us to fuck and have kids. You have to. And the first thing that would help with that is the student loan debt going away. People can't see $600 leave their paychecks, leave their earnings a month and say, "Damn, I'm about to shoot up the club and have a kid." It's not going to happen.
So this argument comes back down to wealth, right? Which a lot
Yes,
of
it
arguments
does.
has been tied into. And there's something called I can't remember what the exact name is, but it's like the two parent trap, or the two parent household trap.
Yeah.
Where if you have people in the household, you assume, oh, we can get a house together, or we could combine our wealth. We'll be more wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
However, with that two-parent trap is, yeah, you buy a house together. Now you have to have two cars. You got to go to work. That's two different car payments. Now you have to find someone to pay and watch your kids. So now you have to afford that. Let alone the property tax. There's a number of expenses that come apart when you have a family. When you start a family, the number of expenses somehow drastically goes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, our generation is having kids a lot less. Yes, when I look at my friend group, I'm like, there's only a handful of us motherfuckers married, right? Yes, the good old American family value has slowly deteriorated, and you have people on 45 years old still on Twitter, still swiping away, looking for that one, right?
Yes.
However, I disagree with you when you say it should just be for millennials. I think it should be for everyone. I think when you get to the exclusion part, that's when you get to political hell. But when you include people, like everyone reap the benefits, it's more likely to get passed. But also, it's like better for everyone, right? If
No,
we get that,
I agree.
right,
I'm not having a beef in it. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So I hear you. I hear you. We need to lessen the load on of just Americans. We need to make life more affordable. And right now, life isn't very affordable. We don't really see opportunity for us to build wealth. Donald Trump came out the other day saying that he is not going to make houses more affordable. He's going to actually make houses more expensive so the rich can remain powerful. He literally said this, so the wealthy people could feel like they're rich. He's not going to make houses more affordable for us. So let you know that it's not going to get more equitable for us younger currently workforce generation, right? It's not
Yes.
getting equitable. It's not gonna be less bleak than it is now. So I agree with you. I think we do need to fuck more. I would love to fuck all the time. I love to shoot up the club. I love to shoot up the club with as many people I can shoot it up with.
Yeah.
But it comes down to wealth. Can I afford to do so? And you see a
And
lot
I
of
can't. And that's what I'm saying. That's the point. Is that, and this is not me trying to get off some, like, oh, our problems are more important than any other generation's problem. My thing is more like, usually if something makes sense, they'll do it, but they'll do it in a smaller capacity. So if they're going to do it in a smaller capacity, the primary scope should be millennials.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forgive the generation before us loans. What is this? I think the generation before us is Generation Y, and
Generation
then
X,
Generation X. Generation X. No, obviously no Triple H, no Shawn Michaels, but Generation X, and Boomers. They let them die with them damn loans. Okay, don't exclude them. And Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like some of them got loans. I guess you can include them kind of. If you don't, they'll be fine. I don't know. But if there's a primary scope, do us first, because the watershed effect of what will happen with that will help the world a lot more with having us go first. That's all I'm saying. I mean, like, shit, I would love if everybody loans got forgive, but I already know that's not going to happen. So if it's going to happen in any kind of small capacity or any kind of specific capacity, we should be first in line, like first up VIP, because the tertiary effects are there. The tertiary and primary effects and secondary effects.
If it's going to happen, it's not going to come from a Democratic centrist. I know that much. Anywho, moving on to my number 2, because we were, a little strapped on time. I promised the listeners.
He did promise he lied. So Matt's also a bad politician.
We got we got another long episode. Let me power through my number 2. Now, a lot of this has been now, the only reason why number 3, getting rid of Donald Trump with the 25th Amendment, the only reason why that wasn't higher on the list is because that is only 4 years, right? It's a short-term solution to this crazy problem that we have in the world. I think a longer-term solution is something that a lot of people are currently lacking, but don't really have the vocabulary for it. I don't really know how to describe it. But as I mentioned earlier, that meme that says, in 2016 we used to go online to escape the real world. Now we go on the real world to escape online. I
Mhm.
think we are, as individuals, as Americans, we are lacking community. I think we have a general huge void,
Oh yeah.
a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose, because we don't have a community. We are so caught up in the internet. We're so caught up in this fake, self-aggrandizing, self-stroking virtual reality that we don't take the time to build equity in the things that make us feel more whole and alive. And as communal creatures,
Agreed.
as apes, right, who strive in community, we need community to survive. We're lacking that, and that's why I mentioned a little bit earlier. I think we need church. I think we need more religion in this country, not only for that dignity, for the aspect of like what the morality of the discovering what's right and wrong, but like simply just for the communal aspects, right? There's a lot of things in religion that's bad, but the community of having a place where people go every single once a week to meet up with other people and have conversations about something they agree upon or whatever is very good for the soul. And right now, I think we're in a point where a lot of things lack that. There is a lack of authenticity. There's a lack of connectivity. There's a lot. People just feel more lonely and isolated than we ever had before. Even though we're making more money, technically, even though the wealth distribution it doesn't say that, right? The richer is so much richer, but like as an average, we're making more money and we have more luxury to things, but we still feel empty and hollow. And I think we need to go out. I think number two way to get America back is to do it as an individual, and it's to go out there and get involved in something that's bigger than you. Whether that's church,
Mm.
whether that's working at an event, whether that's just going to the library and hanging around being by people, right? And just seeing regular people. Even if, for me, my sense of developing sense of community is becoming a regular at a bar. That's how I've been developing my sense of community. I'm just gonna show up to this bar and I am going to be the best version of myself, and I'm gonna give back to the community. I'm gonna bring a good time, conversation. Like I think a part of the community that people kind of forget about is you have to always also give. We have this
Oof, man.
take mentality, but we don't actually give
Preaching right
back
now.
to the community. I
Can
think
I got to, man. I got to because
No,
you're
go ahead.
cooking right now.
Go ahead.
One of the largest problems that I've had, right? You know, obviously, let's say for family life, right? One of the largest problems that I've heard and I've also experienced from a family life perspective. Let's say that you have a family, you have a spouse, you have some kids, right? You're already going through it the whole week, right? And you want to go do something. But if you're always the person that has to get up and make things happen, then you're tired. You don't want to do it. Everybody now, to piggyback to Matt's point, is things should be set up for me. I should just go to this and I should just get ready. Back then, our parents, at least I know from my parents watching them, is they would give in. Okay, they're seasoning meat in the middle of the night to grill tomorrow. They're preparing drinks. They're making plans. They're giving in to enjoy the larger gathering. But our generation is like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't do all that. I don't get on the grill. I don't cook. I don't put things together. I don't set up tents. I just come and show up with my new shoes. Like, we're not giving in to get out. So I'm sorry. I just want to stop you really quick because I think it's a great point, because that thought process has ruined a lot of our community spaces, because we have these devices that we can connect with people, but we don't want to give in to actually make something happen. We don't want everything to be set for us.
We don't want to invest in it. We
At
don't want
all.
to invest into the community, and that's what having a community is. It comes to invest. It comes to sacrifice, and most of the time, keep it real,
man.
most of the time we're just sacrificing his time. Sometimes we
A
sacrifice
little bit
of
of
money.
sweat, just a little bit of sweat. Sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit, sweat time, maybe a little bit of money. But I mean, to keep that sense of community going as an individual, sometimes you just have to sacrifice a phone call, sacrifice making a visit, sacrifice just time. Usually it's just time and commitment, and to make something better. It's good for your soul. I think that's the thing that's overstated. That's why I think community should be, or religion should be, more valued. Is because, yes, the spiritual aspect, there's some parts of religion that drives me crazy, but we have to start doing things that are good for our souls, that are good for us, that are speaking positive things, and are not just a cycle of self stroking and just doing things for ourselves. I think we're very selfish. Us Americans are very, very selfish, and the aggression of our technology has fueled that. The pandemic has fueled the selfishness, the swiping and all that shit. I think we gotta take time to be more invested in our community, give back, and be of service. Be of service.
Be of service, man. And listen, nobody's saying that you should forget yourself, not center yourself. But listen, man, I can say it objectively. Like, I think you centered yourself enough. Like you can take a little bit of the spotlight off. Just I understand. Like yes, empty cup pours nothing. So I guess you gotta fill your cup first. I get that, but like not watching anybody's cup, like motherfucker, pour some in somebody else's cup so we all can have a great time.
And it makes you feel good to pour some.
It
Like, I
does.
think that's an underestimated point. Like you have to pour stuff to make you feel good too. Like that's a part of making you feel good is you giving up a piece of yourself for someone else. It's sacrificing yourself for something else. And I think we just are so egotistical. We're egotistical
Certainly
spot right now. You know?
Yeah. So I love that point. I do want to apologize to the listeners, obviously, not only for the random rants that I had, I just see things around my heart, but also for the fact that I was not prepared for the sun to go down, so I've gotten darker as the pod has gone on.
Yeah, increasingly more dark. Yeah, I'm trying to see, but it's a glimmer of light.
There's a glimmer of light.
Yeah, flash. We can turn it. There's got to be a light switch in that damn room, man. We could pause the pod.
I was just in the natural light. You know, the natural light was what I was using.
You look like Two-Face out here.
I do. I actually do.
There's no light bulb. You don't have a light bulb around you?
I was using natural light, man. We're trying to conserve the earth.
Okay.
So I was using the natural light that we had.
That electricity bill. That's how bad America is right now. Trying to conserve the electricity bill.
Low key. But yeah, so I mean, I do agree with Matt's point. Matt's point on the community piece. I don't want to understate Matt bringing this up. Matt has brought up religion 3 times. Matt is an atheist. Yeah. Do you know how bad we had to be off the tracks of community that Matt is like, get your asses to a mosque, a church, something, synagogue, and go.
It doesn't matter.
Synagogue, go.
Get around people. Get around people
and be about something that is deeper than yourself. If Matt's saying this is the red light. Okay, yeah. we need these things to happen because I do believe it. Now, obviously, some of it convicts me too. I mean, I have left the church, like not as far as I have a great relationship with God, but obviously I think with people, I can share that with other people, and I need to not, I think to expound on Matt's point is what I've done is exactly what's happening all around, where we're the generation that just says, we're just like cut people off. They're toxic. And nothing with me. Everybody else is toxic. It's some of me too. And we don't address those things. So then all of a sudden we're all like too cool to deal with our problems, too cool to fix problems, too cool to mend bridges. And then I don't go to church anymore. Like, you know, if you have a problem with the church, then address those things or, you know, find a different way. But just disengaging is what has us like this. So I agree with your point.
Thanks, Yanni.
Yeah. Thank you. This pod was long. Did you already do your number 1? I think you did number 1 in the pod. Did you?
I got a lot of shit to get up on number 1. So click that button. And I can go.
I already did my number 1. I'm gonna give Matt is gonna get his shit off for the number 1. I already did my number 1. You guys know my number 1 was just never actually having Donald Trump ever get past a caucus. This is Matt's number 1.
Number 1.
My number 1 way to get America back.
Mm-hmm.
Is Democrats need to start being for the people and instead of corporations. Actually, I don't give a fuck if it's Democrats or Republicans. Both parties could not be for corporations. Both parties could not be for corporations. And you know, I'm gonna take a little step back. Okay,
mm-hmm.
I watched this video, so I like to stay in the know. I like to learn every once in a while, believe it or not. And Mr. Beats is a historian, podcaster. Who you know Mr. Beats?
Oh, I think you said Mr. Beast.
No, Mr. Beats. A little different.
Okay, so not the one that's popular with the kids, not Mr. Beast, not the one that has like a whole bunch of money trying to buy their. Well, okay.
So I actually sent this video to you in the podcast, Yanni, and I'm sure you didn't watch it because no one tends to watch it.
Yeah, I'm bad at the real watching, guys. I'm that friend. Sorry.
It's okay. But Mr. Beats compared the 2020s to the 1890s. Okay, which kind of when I first saw, I was like, this is interesting because I have been really stressed out about the 2020s. It feels like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. When we put some perspective on it, it makes you realize that most things are just temporary, including what we're experiencing right now. So Mr. Beats had a video where he's talking about how the 1890s. There we go. We can see Yanni now. Look at you. Look at that. Look at that beautiful face. Look at that beautiful smile.
Just trying to do something, man.
Okay, cool, man. Let's see.
All right, go ahead.
So the 1890s was very similar to the 2020s. He kind of, you know, he put out a whole 20-minute video kind of comparing the two. And for those you don't know, in the 1890s was the largest levels of inequality, of wealth inequality of all time in America.
Oh, wow.
And it was at the end of a 20-year-long economic depression. It used to be called the Great Depression before the actual Great Depression came, right? So this is the first Great Depression, essentially. Okay, to kind of give you some perspective, the top 1% of the country owned 50% of the wealth.
Damn.
The bottom 50% owned 1% of the wealth. Okay,
Holy shit.
so the bottom 50%. So that's umpteen million people earn less than 1% of the wealth. And that's been the highest. That's been the highest moment of wealth inequality in American history. It still stands today. Do you know what number 2 time period is in wealth
It
inequality?
can't be it can't be now, man. It
It's
can't
now.
be.
Now is the
It
second.
cannot be.
Now is the second highest level of political inequality. The top 1% owns 31% or 37% of the wealth,
Oh, shit.
and the poorest 50% own 3% of the wealth. Okay, now to tie this back in, let's reel this back in. In the 1890s, when the wealth was so large, what happened is people started pointing the blame at other people. Look at the Chinese. The Chinese are the reason why we're so poor, right? So they had the Chinese Exclusion Act, right? And actually, the 1890s was the first time in history where America had put in place to limit the amount of immigration. We're like, we're going to pump the brakes on immigration because, the Chinese are fucking us over from over here taking our jobs, right? In the 1890s was the moment of the highest number of lynchings. The highest number of lynchings in American history happened in the 1890s because people just wanted to blame the black men, blame the black people, blame black women for the state of the economy. Blame the natives, right? Because we're all poor and we're all struggling. Someone's to blame. It's not us. I'm working my ass off. How come I'm not rich like I see all these other people being rich, right? So it was the highest level of social turmoil. It was part of it was in the 1890s. Let's take it a step further. It was
Jeez.
also a time of extreme technology anxiety. It was when the railroads were finally in motion, and all these capitalists were making money because they went from a regional company to now they're a national company. So they're making money hand over fist because they're able to expand. Electricity and telephones started to emerge, right? So people had this angst about technology, making everyone more stupid, making making people more stupider, right? Having less social skills because they're talking to each other less and reading more newspapers, right? And more political propaganda was getting spewed into the system to create people be more divided, right? So there's a lot of similarities between the 1890s and the 2020s. Okay, a lot of similarities. And one of the big ones is that corporations didn't pay taxes, that there was no one to overlook them. Corporations were just doing their thing and no one was there to
Okay.
stop.
I see the correlations you're drawing, Matt. I see those.
And it was also a time of increased political assassinations. People were dying. A lot of people wanted to blame and murder people for their hardships. The only thing that got us out of that is what we call populism in the progressive era. So the third largest, how we two-party system. In the 1890s, there was a third party that came along, which was a populist. And it was the biggest third party that ever existed. It's when the farmers united and the city workers united. And so, you know what? We're tired of this capitalistic bullshit. We're tired of you putting our children to work. We're tired of all these long, crazy hours. We're tired of fucking dying at work. So the 1890s, city folk, farmers came together, they unified, and they went against the establishment. Okay?
Damn.
That's what happened in the 1890s. Now, what was what the complete picture of that, of how that got resolved? Well, you can say that, yes, there was all these progressive laws that were put in place to help the people. But you can also say 20 years later, the Communist Party came in Europe and changed the world, and communism then overtook everything, right? So there's a couple different ways to look at it. Yes, there's a little bit of socialist movement, but then it also went overboard in other parts of the world, and it caused 2 world wars, or played a factor in 2 world wars,
Jesus.
right? So there's a couple ways to look at it. I'm gonna take a step back. Let's take a step back, okay?
Mhm.
Now, Yanni gives me shit for talking about suffering a lot. I'm a big fan of suffering. Oh, I'm a
He
big fan
is.
of suffering. I think suffering is great. I think
He
approving
does.
suffering. I think people can only learn from suffering. When you're at your lowest, you get beat down and kicked in the stomach so much that some change happens. And I think that's what we're experiencing right now with Donald Trump. Where every sufferist out there, there is an optimist, and I myself am an optimist. Because I'm looking around and I'm seeing Donald Trump do all this nasty things to Americans, right? And not giving a flying fuck. And
Not
I'm
at
seeing
all.
people who voted for him scratch their heads, said, "Holy shit, what have I done?" Right? What role I played? So I think if this is a pendulum, and we're on the far side of fascism, and we're side of the government running everything and taking and either going with Trump or you're getting arrested like Don Lemon, right? I think it's going to swing back to the other side, and we're going to have folks like my man Zohar Hamdani, the mayor of New York, come in. I think to talk about the evolution of American society, I think Zohar Hamdani is a great case study because he went to the biggest city of the world and said, I'm gonna make things more affordable. I'm gonna make your life better. My goal is to make your life better. I don't give a fuck about these elites. I'm gonna hold them accountable. I'll throw a fucking that Israeli dude, was it Bibi Manamdi, whatever the fuck his name is, Bibi, I can't remember his fucking name. I'm gonna throw him in jail if he comes here, right? I'm gonna hold people accountable, but I'm also gonna make people's lives better. And now, guess what I'm seeing on YouTube? I'm seeing YouTube videos of Zohar Hamdani giving free childcare, giving people this, giving people that, making people's lives better, and tell people how he's gonna do it and actually follow through with it. That motherfucker's approval rating sky high. What I think is gonna happen, I think the way to get America back is we gotta go left.
You want to swing violently left?
Well, populist left.
Okay.
Right. We give back to the people, because for so long, the Democratic Party has been for politicians, right? And they have given them bailouts, they have given them money, given them subsidies. Obama went on record saying, the Democratic Party is pretty much the Republican Party. Look at the stock market. Look at all the things. Look at the wealth that we give to people, right? Means the rich people. Look at the wealth we give to the rich people, right? And it started with Bill Clinton when he said, "Hey, let's stop making factories here. Let's put them in China." Okay, yep. I know, get long-winded here, but bear with me, Yanni. But at the end of the day, we gotta quit letting corporations run America. Right now, there's something called a super PAC, and Elon Musk put $45 million per month to Donald Trump super PAC. That is why Elon Musk was able to have Doge. That is why he was able to go into the government and say, we're cutting out this program, this program, this program, this program, this program. It's because every month he gives Donald Trump $45 million. We got to limit the amount of money corporations can put into our elections.
The lobbyists are ruining us.
I think that should be legal. I think individuals should have a cap. I think every individual should only be able to invest. I don't even give a fuck what the number is, $10,000, but it should not be in the millions, right? It should not be in the millions of how much you can invest into a political candidate. We've seen political candidates, like I was mentioning earlier, got rid of Bernie Sanders because the Democrats, the centralist Democrats, said we got to give it to our donors and not to our constituents, right? They said everyone's voting for Bernie. Everyone wants Bernie to win, but we can't do that. We got to get the people who are giving us money via super PACs so we could keep running and have control of power. Let alone these super PACs such as AIPAC are run by another country.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
AIPAC is an Israeli super PAC where Israeli gives money to politicians so we can do what Israel wants us to do.
And every elected politician bends the knee to AIPAC.
Every single one. You know why?
Sides.
Because they pay the most. They pay the fucking most. They pay a lot of money.
It don't matter if it's Donald Trump. It don't matter if it's Obama. It don't matter if it's your run-of-the-mill Republican,
Booker, Joe Biden,
George W. Bush.
Mind you, the Israeli genocide started when Joe Biden was a president, and we started giving them money while Joe Biden. So this isn't a blue or red issue. This is an American issue. We are allowing people to put money into our elections and dictate and bribe and control what happens to the American people.
And I was saying, to Matt's point, this is the corporation thing he's talking about, where we're electing somebody, quote unquote, but really their agenda is to do the corporation's bidding. And when you have people like that, they're not going to put your needs first. They're not going to put your affordability of your house there. They're going to put the affordability of you going to have kids there, or the affordability of your kids' post-secondary education. They're not going to put that first. What's first is the corporation, because they've already bought them.
And people in America, people have recognized this. And I think with the invention of social media, we're starting to see this more and more and more. And Illuminati has been showing their face. We all see Illuminati now, where we all know who Illuminati. I don't take that lightly. Like when I say Illuminati, what I mean is the oligarchs, the rich people who control the world. Elon Musk, who pays his way to have a seat next to Donald Trump and get to dictate what America does. The richest man in the world gets to come in and say, America's going to do this now, right?
We're watching
he bought his way in.
we're watching it where the dollar is able to pay your way into rooms. Back then we used to have the idea, at least the idea of, there's certain things that money can't buy. I don't know if I believe that now. Because I mean, like some of the people that are impervious to certain things is only because of how rich they are. Like Prince Andrew, he's been on the Epstein files. They dropped the Epstein files, and the Department of Justice had it up for all of 20 minutes. Now, obviously, the internet doesn't forget. They screenshot immediately. They keep, of course, cool. But nonetheless, a guy is documented in doing horrendous things that's running this country right now as we speak on these mics. And it is documented, and it's in the hands of our Department of Justice that he's done these things, and he's impervious to it.
Yeah, untouchable. And it's a buy into the millionaire, rich, not even millionaire, billionaire class. Like they get to avoid taxes.
Yes.
They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to face any consequences. They could break the law umpteen million times. They can have a sex trafficking ring. There's no consequences for them.
Sex trafficking, harm children. You can go test out vaccines in remote parts of Africa and come back. It's fine.
And on top of that, they get government money. The government gives them subsidies. The government pays them to do a lot of these things.
So we're giving them money to do these things. And that's another thing too. And any rich person will tell you this. Any wealthy person say this. They never, not never, but if there's a way, 5 West to Sunday, they'll try to find it to use your money to do their bidding. They don't ever use their money to do anything. That's why they retain the money and they only add to it.
So we got to eliminate that. I don't think the government should be giving subsidies out until less as an essential good. I think eliminate the loopholes to make the taxes avoid pay, or the rich avoid paying taxes, because they have so many loopholes. They don't pay shit. Corporations don't pay fucking shit.
They don't pay nothing.
Like the problem of 1890s. That's why 1890s was a bit of a mark, because they never paid shit. But also, like, as I mentioned earlier, the people voted for Trump. We can't blame the voters, because people voted for Trump because they want to change. Because we're tired of both parties being for corporations. And oh boy, we got fucking change. But now we need change to help fix the day-to-day.
The right change.
Lower costing of housing, lower cost of housing, lower healthcare, right? Accessible education. I think education. I think you should be able to get a degree in any high demand field, whether there's nursing, I think you should be able to get a degree in every high demand field. If we need it as a country, we should fucking pay for it.
Yes.
A lot of other countries, Germans do not have to pay a penny for their college education. Right, we can do the same too. If we're flexing that we're the greatest country on the fucking planet, then let's act like it. Right, let's rebuild these fucking roads. Let's get internet so people have reliable internet and not have to.
So they can study.
So I'm not paying $6 a month for my shit to fucking crash. Right, we are indebted to these corporations who have all the power and all the control, and they're monopolizing, and we're not doing anything about it. There is corporations out there buying houses. We're in a housing shortage, and there's corporations buying houses, making the price go up so Americans can't live anywhere to rent and keep paying landlords for the rest of our fucking lives because they don't care about us. At some point along the way,
true.
They stop caring about the American people, and at some point along the way, they stop giving a fuck about what our needs are, and at some point along the way, they use social issues to be the crux of every conversation. So we vote on social issues, but not on dollar issues, when the real problem is dollar issues, and that's why we need someone like Zohar Madani.
Distractions.
He can't run for president because he's not a U.S.-born citizen, but we need someone to bring change, and we need someone to bring real change, actionable change, and not just be about that all fucking talk. I'm tired of seeing the Cory Bookers. I'm tired of seeing these people, the judges, saying they're doing this, doing that, all because I'm black or because I'm gay. I'm for the people. You're not for the people. You're not for the people. You're for the corporation. You're for your own fucking pockets of selfishness. And I'm tired of seeing that shit. I want to see the fact that the Democratic Party didn't back Zohar Madani. He was a leading candidate. He won the ticket. They usually win. The Democrats decided to push it, but they said no, we can't vote for him because he's going to actually help people. He's not going to be for corporations. He's going to be for the people. So let's put up the guy he just lost. Let's put up Cuomo up there again. The guy who just lost. Let's have him up there so hopefully he can stop Zohar Madani. And that's the one thing I like about America is that they didn't want him to win, but the fact that he was able to win proves to me that the election process hasn't been duped yet. As it means it's going to be fucked up in 2028. I don't know. Donald Trump is trying his best to change how the election process happens in 2028.
Term limits, he's trying to change a lot of things, but yes, I get your point.
And as you see, he's fucking with these damn voting machines. The voting machines have been bought umpteen times over since he became president. So take a look at that if you want to really stretch yourself out. However, to wrap this long fucking thing up, the only really way out of this is the same way they did it through the 1890s. Is we have to vote, we have to activate, we have to have city people farmers unite, when you have people. And one other point before I let this go. Right now, both the Democrat and Republican parties are having a civil war. They're all having an internal civil war. And there's the neoliberals, the Obamas and all that stuff. And there's the Madanis, the progressive, the Bernie Sanders. On the other side, you have the MAGA versus the old school
Yep.
party. And you know what the common denominator is both in those civil wars is people are fucking fed up and people are tired of the traditional establishment. For both parties are having a civil war, and the both crux of the populace is against the establishment. We can't have anyone going for the establishment. We need someone to fight the establishment. We need someone to stop having money be part of our politics. Money should not have any influence on who gets determined to be our fucking country's leader. If it does, we get situations like this where Elon Musk pays $48 million a month and runs Twitter propaganda to make sure that Donald Trump gets elected. That's the end of my rant.
I think that's true. Obviously, that is true. I think that we have to just vote anybody who's not for corporations and really get behind it. Now, obviously, both parties have been compromised. One party embraces and say, "Yeah, we taking bribes today." Other parties like, "No, we're for the people. We're for the people." So I don't know which one's better: the one that's unashamedly saying "fuck you," or the one that fakes like it makes you feel comfortable and says "fuck you." They're both pretty dangerous. So I agree that we should go for the person that is going to be for corporations, that's going to be against corporations, and more about the people. So I do agree with that. Yeah, I think that's a great number one because
what happens, much like 1890s, people start blaming others, right? When people are sad and they're poor and they're frustrated and they see all this other, look on social media, seeing people living in yacht or riding around in yachts, they can't their car, right? They start blaming other people. And I think once the economics get better, I think then the social tensions die down. I think then we can start coming together again and hopefully make this country better. Because right now we are much like the reflection of our president, and he doesn't give a fuck. And every action that the politicians have made, the capitalists have made, shows they don't give a fuck about us. And we need someone to actually give a fuck about us to be in power. That's what I think.
I agree.
There we have it, Yanni. I'm done. That's the end of my number one.
That's a beautiful number one.
Thank you.
Go with my list. All right, go with my list. Number 5 was to resist AI. Don't let it grow. Obviously, the toothpaste are the other two, but just still let's resist it and let's disincentivize it because it has obviously primary, secondary, and tertiary effects that will fuck up our world. So we have to slow down the growth and in any way possible. Number 4 was long rant with a few things that have nothing to do with Donald Trump, but I'm going to go through those things really quick. To fund all dating podcasts, Zeus Network, high value men and women podcasts, really incel feminists primarily. Section sitting areas taking up 25% of nightlife area, excessive porn use. And that really fucks with the romance and all kind of things and connections with people, and tax and just double tax dating apps, just double tax those things, and force people and incentivize people to get in the field. Actually talk to a human, touch a human, consensually.
Yeah.
Consensually. But obviously, like, get out there. Don't just be on your phone and scroll. Like get real life.
Experience life.
Number 3 was to vote for the most centrist Democrat candidate. Matt pushed against it. I do agree with that. I think that obviously we should vote for the candidate that is for the people, not for corporations. So I agree with that point to change that one. My number 2 was to clear out the student loan debt for millennials. I don't believe they're going to do it for everybody, but I believe that we are the spear's tip for the next few years, and we need to be prioritized. So if you're going to be doing it, do it for millennials first, and primarily mostly millennials, because we're the economic, we're carrying most of the economic baggage for the next 40 years. So then we can be able to enjoy life, and we can fuck freely and have more kids to replace us so we don't end up like Japan. That's terribly important. I mean, all jokes aside, it's terribly important. Japan is begging anybody, and they usually don't fuck with nobody. They're begging anybody to take their vacant lands. That's how bad it is over there.
America doesn't have that problem. Likely, we can get a lot of immigrants to come still. For now, we don't keep burning bridges. But go ahead.
For now, yes. My number 1 is to not allow anyone who uses the Trump playbook out of a caucus election anymore. Even if you even smell the hint, if even like you squint your eyes and like, oh, that kind of person kind of looks like Donald Trump, don't let him have a caucus election anymore. Not at all. They should not. This was a running joke that has cost us a decade, and obviously going to cost us a lot more than a decade with the effects after that. Yeah. This was supposed to end in a caucus election. It was supposed to be a thing we laughed about and then run on with life, and then here we are. So that's my whole list.
I think the good things about Trump is that he highlighted a lot of things, and he
Oh,
made
yeah.
a lot of uglies, a lot of Illuminati shit come to life. Do you see what they plan on doing in Gaza? They plan on making Gaza a hotel district. They're gonna put up a bunch of hotels in Gaza. That came out right after the ICE killings happened. When everyone was distracted, that's they announced their plan is to
Oh,
make
wow.
Gaza, they make turn Gaza into a shopping mall. Anyways, my
Jesus.
my number 5, obliterate smartphones. Let's go back to flip phones. Let's go
Love
back to playing
that.
Brick Breaker. Let's go back to I don't know.
Snake.
Whatever it is, you can't have smartphones anymore. It's
I love it. Yep.
Number 4, reestablish political and civil dignity. We have to be civil to each other. We have to be polite. We have to go around like we actually care about each other. And we act that instead of going around acting like it, we probably should learn to have a sense of humanity and not root for each other's death and demise. Number 3, 25th Amendment. Trump's got to go. Trump's got to go. Number 2, get involved in your community. You can't change the world. The things we can't change the world, but we can change our world.
Mm-hmm.
Change your
Like that
world.
one.
Be out in the community, make an impact, invest, sacrifice, give back.
Give to get, guys. Give to get.
Give to make you happy. Give to make yourself happy.
Yes.
Okay?
It's gonna come around. Yeah.
Last but not least, it doesn't need to be Democrats. There needs to be a party that is in the rooting interest for the people instead of corporations. And we will not have peace. We will not know peace. We are going to be in this tailspin until that happens. And I hope it happens. I think the only positive of Trump is he highlighted a lot of problems. I think Trump was a giant cancer. I think and I think what he did is he exposed that, this body is sick. This body has cancer.
It's susceptible to sickness.
Yes, I think Trump is a symptom. I don't think he's the root cause. I think the root cause is not having the best interest of the American people. I think in order to get back to having the interest of the American people, our interest cannot be always unequivocally 100% of the time selfish for the corporations.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he personified. He's a great vehicle to highlight the severe selfishness of people. If I could have it my way, and if I could have my way, and consequences to be damned, would I? And it's like, oh, they would. And I think that's important that he did highlight that. So yeah, a lot of when Trump leaves office, a lot of it will go with him. But he exposed a lot of people that were moving like that and wanted to move like that for a while. Which also dovetails into my point of, if you guys listen to the philosophy episode we did with Matt and his friend Dio. I love Westworld, because Westworld, I think that's what's happening. Is like, if it was okay, what would you do? And now we know Donald Trump made everything okay to be exactly how he is, and now a lot of people are like, oh shit, I've been waiting to get this shit off. I've been waiting to grab some pussies. I've been waiting to
take over Greenland.
I've been waiting to take over Greenland. I've been waiting to tell people of color and people from different countries to fuck off. I've been like, that's what I'm saying, is that you get to find out who people are in moments like that. So I do think that in that case, that cancer did have a benefit. I agree with that, Matt.
Yeah, but I gotta go, Yanni. We promised
Matt's gotta go.
Yeah, we promised listeners to have this be less than 2 hours, and here we are, well over 2 hours.
Because we're liars, and we're also good politicians because we just lied. Matt has a salmon shirt on, so I already knew Matt had to go because Matt wearing salmon means he's going somewhere. Okay, he's going somewhere. But we do love you guys. This is an important pod. I was excited about it. Obviously, I extended this pod a lot longer because I was really charged about this. This is I feel most of the things we talk about today, I feel these things every day. I think about these things every day, especially with fantasy football. Yeah, most of my brain now is in reality now because my 4-month job, my most important job, which is being a fantasy manager, has now ended. So now I'm back in reality. I was like, oh, damn, reality's really fucked up. So it really did hit me in a soft spot. So I'm thankful to do this episode with you.
Me too, always, Yanni. We're going to have a lot more episodes. We're not going to disappear like we did last year. We're actually going to be around. We're going to be around this time. And for those who have anxiety about the future, just remember, again, it happened in 1890, and they were able to make it out of it. We can make it out of it too. We just have to be aware. We have to put our voter pocket or voter ballot where our mouths are. And even our spending power where our mouths are, not spend money on places that are trying to uproot our civilization by cutting off people and replacing them with AI people. Well, AI.
I like that. I agree. Yeah.
Yep. All right. I got to go, man. We love you, listeners. Big hearts all around.
Love you guys. Bye.
Gang, gang.